There we go.
Hey.
What's up? What's up? Sorry for keeping you waiting. I was just doing some very, very important, high confidential business. Welcome to the Red Feathers Nest. I'm your host, Tom Alpheus. And how are you, Manticore?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. You're my first interview of the year. Um, so off to a great start, if you ask me.
Hell yeah.
Uh, and just recently I had an interview with upcoming rapper Chris Casey like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, I think I'm getting back on my groove.
Excellent.
Um,
Excellent.
and you?
I this year, how has it started? It started differently from all the rest. Today in particular, I spent a lot of time outside and I saw lots of alligators and birds, and so I'm feeling very uh sunbaked. I feel kind of tired, but really excited to participate in this interview. Like, thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. Wait, you live around Florida because you said alligator, so I'm automatically assuming
That's right. I live in Florida. I live in Gainesville, Florida.
Gainesville. Oh, I live in Florida too, actually. Um, and oh damn, you actually live really close to one of my most trusted confidants. So that's
Excellent.
yeah, so that's nice little. Um, so yeah, so this interview is pretty significant because yeah, I've interviewed a lot of other people, and I like all these people. Well, except Vito, fuck him. But he, but this one's important because I said to you yesterday that like, the way that you write, the monument mythos and like all that is has like inspired as like partially or at least in a great way has like inspired me on like my writing method.
Mhm.
So yeah, you're actually like the first person here to actually like kind of mean something.
Hey, wow. Thank you. I mean, uh geez, thank you. I want to check out your stuff. I know you mentioned it in our messages. I'd love to check it out once it's out.
Yeah, I am a published author. I have a book out right now.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
yeah, it's you can buy it on Amazon, Smashwords, Kubo, all the other 10,000 book sites. Uh, well, yeah,
What's the
like
title?
like right off the bat. So let me just send you the name of the book.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm currently doing a lot of other stuff right now, artistic endeavors. Like right now, I'm currently trying to develop a uh given the field that you work in, I'm gonna assume that you know this. You know this. Do you know what the Slenderverse is?
You know, I've been hearing it more and more referred to as that. I was never into, not that I wouldn't be, but I never really dipped my toes into Marble Hornets or any of the Slender Man lore. So I know what it is, but I actually can't tell you anything about it other than it involving Slender Man.
Yeah, so it was like a big collaborative mythos. Like we got Marble Hornets, Tribe 12, Everyman Hybrid, ML Anderson, fucking did I say Dark Harvest, Stanford. It just never ends. And I was like, man, even though this shit is like 10 years old, I was like, hey, why don't I make one of these? That'd be kind of cool. I'm posted on like TikTok or YouTube. I don't know which one's worse because I know both, because I know if I show even a sliver of blood that looks semi-realistic, I'll probably get like annihilated.
Mm.
Um actually, this wasn't necessarily the first question, but how do you get around YouTube's content policy? Because some of the older monument mythos are pretty risque. Not like in the sexual way. I just mean like I don't know, how do you like actually circumvent YouTube's bullshit?
Well, in order to avoid all of the like graphic content warnings and labels and anything that might be like references to violence or death or shocking imagery, I work with a lot of subtext and I guess subliminal stuff. So I don't really say right off the bat like other creators, like there's, this many gallons of blood splattered across the room. Like that's almost not. I mean, if I saw that in real life, I'd be absolutely terrified. But in a video, in a short film, that really doesn't quite uh, convince me or grip me. So I often have like, you know, in my way, I would rephrase it as the room was newly read, and people could freak out about that because they know the implication. Everyone watching is smart enough to know implication. Everyone watching is smart. So yeah.
Do you like to write like that though, or is that just you're getting forced because YouTube sucks ass?
No, that's just the way I write, but it's made it easy when I get through the like checklist. I don't really have to check off anything. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, because like back then, older like ARGs used to be really, really fucking brazen. Like I like apart
Yeah.
like the Slender. I was actually rewatching some Slenderverse shit, and I'm actually really surprised how much they got away with. One of my favorite ARGs actually is you've probably heard of it, called Kept Here.
No.
Oh, okay, okay. Wendigoon actually made a video on it the other day.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
He Kept Here is a very, very raw ARG. Like there's like not like there's barely any editing. It's dead ass just people. It's literally just people recording in the woods for like 100 videos straight.
Mm.
Back then ARGs used to be hooded people doing shit. And it was literally just about a guy named, you guessed it, Alex. Fucking recording shit. He's getting manipulated by like some serial killer named Kevin, and the stuff they show was like actually really risky. Like they showed a guy with a bloody bag on his head, but like a real dude. They showed real animal corpses.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, how they got those, I do not want to. We actually don't know. Like we actually don't know shit about the creator of this channel. Like he doesn't exist. It's almost he's not real. And I think they flat out show a girl getting killed. Not like real, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I'm very really I'm like I think it's gone now. So you gotta find archives, but it was around for a long time. So I'm really surprised with how much old stuff used to be able to get away with. But if you like being more subtextual, then yeah, that's just your writing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So yeah, like I was saying, like I'm developing a Slender series right now. I think you've heard about it more recently now, because I think last year, the creator of Hi, I'm Mary Mary and Stan Frederick got into like an interview, and because there was like a little charity event called like transgenders for Slenderman, I think something like that. And basically a lot of like Slenderverse creators and the Hi, I'm Mary Mary girl basically just like made like they were like raised like doing a fundraiser, and and the Slenderverse is actually slightly making a comeback right now,
Wow.
because of that little charity event.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and one of the bigger Slenderman series, Dark Harvest, are actually still making videos to this day. Because of that little, like they were like dead for a little bit, but their most recent video was like 3 months ago, which is actually insane considering how old the fucking show is.
When did it start?
Oh, like 2011, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, like the fact that they're still continuing the story is actually kind of a miracle. Because a lot of the other Slenderman shows are like kind of dead. Most notably, Tribe 12. That guy got he got arrested for not arrested. Sorry, he got banished by the internet for being a creep to kids.
Yikes.
You know, classic stuff. And just to finish talking about myself, I'm currently making a comic book right now. My girlfriend, who's actually in the server, and she's also a fan of your stuff too. She's like drawing it, and I'm writing it because I can't draw. But yeah, but anyways, let's talk about you now. Um,
That's okay. You don't need to feel pressure, but sure,
no,
I'm down for anything.
no, like I'll occasionally become an egocentric fuck on these, but yeah.
Oh, you're so hard on yourself.
But first is first. Most simple question: how did you? Because I've read some of your Patreon posts, but like not as much as I'd like to.
Mhm.
So how did you become like so inspired by like where did all these, because there's alternate history, that's like one thing, but
Yeah.
the ideas that you propose in these, in like the older stuff and some of the new stuff too, is like, why James Dean? Why James Dean? Yeah, like why James Dean? Why Ed Dwight? That one was really fucking strange. Why Ed Dwight? Like some of, like, yeah, you have very oblique. Okay, not actually, James Dean isn't that oblique, but like for the alternate history topics, where did these come from? Yeah, like why them in particular?
So I'm a big history buff, and I like celebrityhood. Like I like when someone gets famous because I am suddenly interested, like the rest of the public. How did this person make it to the top? How did this person get their name everywhere?
Right.
And I think it's fascinating when someone does that with unconventional means. So like James Dean just sent to legendary status because of the car crash and the 3 films he did. But also, I'm really interested in people who don't quite make it, and they're like so close to becoming just like eternal. Like Ed Dwight. Ed Dwight was in the original group training for a moon landing, and he dropped out of the program because of public pressure, because of the spotlight that was on him, because the other astronauts, they weren't being criticized and viewed the way he was,
Was he criticized because he was like black?
because he was black,
Yeah.
and they were always kind of interviewing and interrogating really the family. So eventually Ed Dwight was like, this isn't worth it. If this kind of destroys everything, my privacy, my family's privacy, I'm out. Like it's not landing on the moon, as exciting a what at the time science fiction dream that was. It wasn't important compared to family, so he left. And in an alternate history, of course, I had for years wanted to have Ed Dwight be the first man on the moon, because I mean I am so fascinated by the space race, the space age. So naturally, when it came to like having an alternate history where there's a moon landing, well, I want Ed Dwight to be there. I want Ed Dwight to be first. And when I was thinking about James Dean, who I've had a really like long-standing like worship relationship with. Like I not no longer, because I feel that James Dean is a kind of dead white man worship that I was really idolizing and I was trying to model myself after. And I realized, wait a minute, I'm nothing like this guy. I shouldn't try to mold myself this way. But at the time when I was in high school, I was still just totally floored by this guy's charm and like easygoingness and lack of effort, and the way he like embodied, my angst and everyone in his generation, but in my perspective, every generation of youth. So when I watched a movie with him, Rebel Without a Cause,
Yeah, I
I was
understand.
I was so smitten with this character of Jim Stark, and I was like, what if, how ironic would it be? I said to 2 people I was watching this movie with over house party, over like essentially pre-Zoom. It was during COVID. I
Mhm.
was like, what if this guy just ended up being president? Like what if James Dean, this guy who feels so young and inexperienced but cool, what if he just ended up the president? And uh I mean, for context, this was a month or two before. Well, okay, it was during the 2020 presidential campaign. It was in the
Right.
very beginning. I had that idea, and then like right before the election, I started working on the video. I felt like I finally had enough knowledge, enough experience in editing, and I finally went for it because I was like, I don't like the two candidates we have right now. Like, I can't believe this is our pool of options. It's really limited. It's really sad for how far we thought we came.
Yeah, I was gonna say that because while I was watching your stuff during that time, I was like, damn, MANTICORE was really brave to actually just throw shit on Hillary Clinton like that. Uh, and I have another question regarding that, but finish what you were saying.
So pretty much, I was like, James Dean is such an interesting examination of our candidates because he's nothing like them. I mean, he is a white man, but he's queer, definitely. Even like it's quite
Yes.
obvious. He's young. He's I think short-sighted.
Wait, is he actually queer?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I mean, his friends knew that he was bi, but actually, there's this idea that he was gay, and his relationships with women were primarily kind of studio backed. Like they wanted him and Pier Angeli to be like the star power couple. But more likely than not, I think from all the letters, from all the biographies, the autobiographies that came afterward involving James Dean, it's pretty clear that he was queer. He was like Cary Grant, like Rock Hudson. It was not uncommon then. It was just, you know, not. It was bad press at the time.
He died really young too, right? He died like at 23.
Died at 24 in this freak car accident, but he was known to have been pretty reckless at driving. Yeah.
And do you have that same relationship with Robert Pattinson?
That's such a good question. I think so. I don't know. I'm still growing out of it. You know, it's hard. I'm not a Twilight head. I really enjoy watching the movies, but I'm not a Twilight head. I'm not like Team Edward all the way, even though I am. I'm not. But I think over the years, yeah, I guess there's a aspect of me that feels like I relate to this guy, like how anxious he is and how like terrible at interviews he is. Not this one's going pretty well, but he's so bad at press and he's so like clumsy, and yet he's so bold and risky.
Wasn't he just he was like flat out shitting and like shitting on the fucking Twilight movie. He was actually just straight bullying.
Yeah,
the
no, if you listen to the director's commentary of Twilight, it's not fun because it's pretty much Stewart and Pattinson exchanging criticisms for themselves for the movie, and the director the whole meanwhile is like, oh, they like this is good. Like her commentary track is actually awesome. It's full of enthusiasm. I think with Pattinson, I recognize and relate to his anxiety, and when I included him in modern day, I liked this idea of like the most powerful role in the country, maybe the world, at least our side, is occupied by this super anxious person. And I was like, I think I can write for this. Like, I get this. And at the time, the voice actor did an incredible Robert Pattinson impression. Like, I mean, spot on. Helped that he was Welsh, so like British.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think also primarily the motivation, including Robert Pattinson, was who is like James Dean now. And I mean, I saw a magazine, a friend of mine recommended a magazine, or showed me a screenshot, like a clipping from a magazine, and showed Robert Pattinson very young, in this like early uh, 2000s outfit, and the quote next to him was like I feel like James Dean or something, and I was like, okay, you know what? I think that's the final straw. I think we can do this. I think we
Parallels,
found the new guy.
historical parallels.
I think
Um,
so. I think so. He's not gonna die any. Oh, who knows? But like he's already outlived him, and it's just the kind of similar stardom. I think.
how old is Robert Pattinson? He is.
I think he's like 39. I think he's about to turn 40.
Yeah, he's 39.
Yeah, in May.
And and continuing that, what celebrities have you discarded that Robert Pattinson took that, or like, or you were like, yes, Robert Pattinson, yes, James Dean, or have there been other celebrities that could have been used for this?
Um, I'd go through periods where I'd think like, oh, I should have used the person who inspired Robert Pattinson or the person who inspired James Dean. And with that, I with James Dean, I was able to scratch that itch by including Montgomery Clift in season 3, who's like the James Dean predecessor. I mean, it
Yeah, I
shows you
remember.
just how big James Dean's legacy is that I'm referring to his, the original guy as the pre James Dean. Like he was the first to wear like a t-shirt because that was usually an undergarment. He was in this film with that t-shirt in A Place in the Sun. Great movie from 1949. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
remember.
yeah, this guy is like also kind of anxious and weird and not masculine, like in a very different way. I want to know what this guy in leadership is like. So, but if you're talking about guys who I haven't used because James Dean or Robert Pattinson took their places. uh I mean, for a long time I wanted to put Al Pacino as president. I thought that would have been really funny, like 1970s Al Pacino when he was really big. He's
That
still
would fun.
big, but like then when he was like a comet.
Yeah, yeah,
um Yeah, Al Pacino really was like the one that I didn't end up using.
and okay, okay. And out of the 4 or 5 seasons, would you count American Folklore as a season 5?
I've been calling it a sub series, but I think it's okay to call it a season 5.
Okay, so out of the 5 seasons, and again, I don't know if the James Dean a series counts as a season.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, out of the 5 seasons, what's your favorite one?
Wow, my favorite one. I mean, listen, like there
Oh, I
was a
guess if you count,
time.
if you count Nixonverse, that would be 6 seasons. I don't know. So yeah, out of those 6, what would be your favorite?
I mean, here's the thing. I haven't watched them in a really long time. Like everything modern day and before. Like I haven't watched it in a really long time. And so I know what it was like making those videos, and I know what it was like I think initially when I watched them. I felt like, yeah, this is right. Like this is complete. But now like it's been so long and my mind has been in so many other things that I want to like rewatch everything. I was just talking to a friend, my friend Daniel, earlier today about rewatching Nixonverse, specifically the
I love
compilation created.
I love
Yeah, you
Nixon.
love Nixonverse. Is that your
That's my
favorite one?
that is my favorite one. I don't know if I said it in DM, but yeah, Nixonverse is my favorite one.
Why do you like it? Why do you like it so much?
Because there's not necessarily a criticism, but a lot of your seasons, some shit just low key goes nowhere.
Mm. No,
and
yeah, you're
I
right. You're right.
and I think Nixon versus like the most airtight out of all of the seasons that you've done.
It is the most like chronological too. Like it goes in order.
Yeah, exactly. Like I remember. Yeah, I've been here since the fucking start. Like I remember you posted your shit out of order.
Wow.
Yeah, like and yeah, I remember you posted your stuff out of order. Um, and yeah, Nixon verse that was like actually direct. I also liked the Watchmen parallels.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that was huge into Watchmen and The Dark Knight Returns and all of the DC animated movies that had come out and were coming out at the time. I was just eating those up.
yeah, I caught a lot of the DC references. You know, Vietnam being a 51. That was Watchmen.
Yep,
I
yep.
was Alice Avenue, come the fuck out.
Lois Lane.
Alice Avenue, D-Day Night, that's obviously Batman and Superman combined with
Yep.
Dark Knight. And Nixon, being the last son of Alcatraz, haha, get it. But yeah,
Yep.
I really liked all that and just the general story of like the Lunarian Queen. And never have I felt more excited watching a fucking low quality chess piece shit talk another chess piece. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Uh and and I surprisingly understood the life cycle of from House. Well, let me try to remember. It was first Richard Nixon, then Last Son, then House, then Crescent King, right?
Yep. You got it.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I surprisingly understood that, even though I was like, "What the fuck? What am I even watching?"
It's funny because Jesus in Vietnam was kind of it was a swing in the dark because I had planned other episodes that were more just about the three, like the Trinity, where the literal Holy Trinity of the Queen, the Son, the Knight, like we were gonna explore their relationship to one another, and like I was gonna have it so that not Lois, my bad, Alice Avenue
There we
is
go.
literally in love with the Queen, and like it was gonna be very progressive, and we even recorded a narration. But and then I was just like, you know what? I want to set something in the Vietnam War again. Like I know we talked about the Vietnam War peripherally in Dean Democracy, but like I want to set something in there. Like I want to
I
show
know you.
the violence and the absurdity of this world that is our own in a lot of ways. So I made Jesus in Vietnam, and then the moment I released that, people were excited. People were like, "What the hell?" And then I thought to myself, like a week or two later, like, I had traveled back home, and I was like, oh shoot, like I need to explain what the hell just happened, don't I? I was like, shit. And then I was like, okay, I got it. And in like a frenzy, like a hypnosis state, which, to be fair, I felt like I was having a fever the entire time I was making the Nixonverse. I don't know why. It was a very stressful period of my life, and I was just like totally enthralled and absorbed by superheroes and these superheroes and
Right.
comic books. And so uh, when it came to explaining Jesus in Vietnam, that's where the missing eye of Jesus Christ came from.
Right. Okay. Okay. And was the Nixonverse your most improv season, or what season was the most improv for you?
I think most improv probably there's a really short, really kind of, this is a series I went nowhere, the Trinity Desk Project. That was the
Oh
most
yeah, I was excited for
improv.
that too. I was like low key kind of sad when you like just nuked it. No pun intended.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like excited for it. I really liked the first episode because of the sound design.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
and no, but yeah, and I was like a bit upset when you like yeah, yeah, and as you can imagine, I was also there for your really bad habit or your used to bad habit of mass deletions.
Yeah, I did that a lot. I actually remember, I mean, I did a variation of it all the time because the moment I felt like I saw a bunch of flaws, or I felt like it wasn't good enough, or I felt like the mistakes would anger me. Like I'd be like, I wouldn't be outwardly angry, but I'd be like, oh, like internally, this sucks. Like this is terrible. It's embarrassing that people watch this. And so I would delete it, and then time would go on, people would be like, hey, I missed that, I don't like you deleting things, and eventually I'd warm around to it like a year later and be like, okay, fine.
Yeah, no, I actually remember House in the Ocean. That shit existed even before Nixonverse.
Yep.
Uh, and I was watching House in the Ocean. I was actually like halfway, and then you like killed everyone. So I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. That's just all right. Thanks. And then you made Nixonverse, and then thank God you just actually just posted the whole series
Yeah.
there. But yeah, I was there for that. I saw season 3 too. Thank God I saw that shit before. Um, and then yeah, I saw season 3. Then I saw season modern day. Uh, Modern Day is actually my least favorite out of all these. I'm gonna be real.
That's totally okay. I think it might be my least favorite too. Really.
Uh, I mean, I can imagine why it's your least favorite. One of the questions I wasn't sure if I was gonna ask is, I know Modern Day in season 3 had a lot to do with your dad, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember, uh, yeah, no, I wasn't lying. I literally saw everything. I've seen like from like I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
I
was like
assumed.
the oh my god, I'm losing track. I just remember you saying in your Patreon that you discovered. You don't have to say like explicitly what you discovered if you don't want to. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But if you do, what like at least like if you want to say like the kind of gravity, what like you like deleted all that because you discovered something like really really bad about your dad. Again, you don't have to say what it is if you don't want to, but
No, no,
I remember
I'll
I
talk
remember you
about it.
saying.
It's totally okay. It's
Uh,
totally okay. It's not. It's probably not even. That won't sound as bad as I think people might making it sound.
uh,
But
all right, what happened?
so pretty much growing up, I lived terrified of my parents, like absolutely terrified because of the way they would react and say things.
I'm
And
assuming it's like the. This matters, by the way. Did you grow up in a conservative home?
no, actually, I didn't. They were both. Uh, one was a someone who came from Hong Kong in the 70s and became a citizen here, and the other was a direct son of Cuban immigrants born in Miami.
Oh, okay, so
And
that explains your last name, I guess.
yeah, yeah, so it's from my dad. But
Okay.
pretty much, no, they were both kind of. I think now they would be considered, and I hate this, but centrists or moderate. Like they were very like Obama era Democrats, but like but Obama era Democrats today aren't the most progressive people actually. Like
No, yeah.
yeah, they'll still like talk like okay, I'm just speaking of my parents. My parents look over their shoulder, they scoff at the TV and they're like, "Oh, well, I don't really understand that, but like who am I to judge?" Like stuff like that.
Right.
And that wasn't a problem really. I mean, it had to I had to unlearn all that shit. But pretty much what I realized about my dad, and I knew this, but then it just hit me like emotionally, and I was like, oh my god, like I had been using my dad, I think, as a way to like, oh, poor me, like this sucks, like I lost my dad, and I was angry too because I was like, I never had a good family, and now like the one chance is like dead, like, and I saw his body and he's gone, and I was upset, I was angry for so long, and then I hurt like a bunch of my friends because I was so angry. I was like just rude, and I wasn't nice. I wasn't kind. I wasn't understanding. I didn't listen. And um, that set off years of like fear because I was like just anxious about, oh my God, am I a horrible person? Like, is there no way to like redeem myself? Like, can I be nice? Like, can people like want to be around me?
Is
And
that
then
what is that what happened during the time? Because is that what happened during the time when I remember this. Sorry for mentioning this, but I remember in like 22, I think.
yeah,
There was a little drama between you and your girlfriend.
yeah, there was. And
Yeah.
a 4 month relationship, 2021. And when it exploded, it exploded publicly exploded a week before the finale of season 2. And I was like, literally, I was like, I just want to be around to get this finale out. Like, that's the only thing now because, like, everything else, I just want to, like, keep myself from everyone so that I don't hurt anybody else because Jesus Christ, like, I don't know, I knew I was a mess, but I didn't know how bad. And I was like, oh my God. Um, and it wouldn't be like a year later until I really, I think, you know, was like, okay, I need to be accountable. I need to be responsible. I need to change completely. I need to just completely lose what it was that made me that way. I need to be completely better, like just never again.
So
And so
what
that
was it about
involved
your
a lot
dad
of,
that you realized?
well, I realized my dad was so fucking abusive. He
Oh,
like would he'd be so physical with my mother, and I think about this time like he hurt her like really badly multiple times, and I realized like there were times when I had to step in the middle, and I was like, I thought that was something that happened in every house. And then I thought, and it'd be so surreal to go to school afterwards, right? To like this horrible, it seemed life changing event happen. And then your parents seem to be fine. They're quiet for like a week or a month. My dad didn't talk to me for a month, a year before he died. In the months before he died, in that last year, he didn't talk to me for a month as a form of punishment. Um, like I realized, my God, my dad was so cruel. My dad was so awful. Why am I making him kind of the subject of dedication in my channel? Why am I like saying for dad this, for dad that? Like, why am I making anything for this guy who he just made me like afraid all the time? And I was like, my God, I didn't know I was doing anything wrong because it was everything my dad did, and I didn't have the knowledge to break out of it. I just was repeating everything, and I was like, God dang it, like I don't want to be my dad, and I was my dad. And so that's what I found out, that he was really abusive, and he like
it clicked. It basically clicked to you that yeah, this guy was indeed abused.
I was like, you know what, maybe him pinning my mom on the floor is not good. Maybe him like calling the cops twice and me having to talk to the officers wasn't good.
Yeah, why did he call the cops? Fuck.
Because the fights in my house were so bad. Were literally so, knives were thrown, plates smashed. Like there was so much destruction. Like furniture explode. I had this rotary phone that I used to call my high school girlfriend on. I
Mm.
remember just he tried using it to call insurance, and then he just smashed it when it wasn't working the way he wanted to. It wasn't. He thought it wasn't fast enough or something. Just destroyed it, and I didn't have any way to talk to anybody. Like that was the incentive for me to get a smartphone, a Samsung, and yeah, I just kind of hit me like bricks that, God, this guy sucked, and everyone's actually doing better without him. I don't think I'm going to dedicate my channel to this man anymore. And these videos, all these videos that I made thinking like, oh, dad would be so proud, dad would like this, dad would tell me good job. No more. I just, and then I got into my head. I was selfish when I deleted those videos. I didn't think about viewers like you who were really enjoying it, or even if you guys didn't love it, you guys were entertained, you guys were thought provoked. Like I should have kept it up for you guys, but I was so selfish and I was so in my head that I deleted it just because I didn't like it, just because I thought my dad, I found out. It's hard to say found out. It I
Clicked.
think oftentimes the reaction's delayed to, I guess, trauma, if you want to call it that.
No, yeah, of course. And no, I'm not gonna say I know exactly what you're feeling, but uh, no, but yeah, like I know that I know the feeling of like losing someone and just being really mad for a really long time.
Yeah. No, I'm everyone, I think, I don't know. Sometimes when you go through those feelings, you think you're the only one who feels this way. And I think honestly, everyone feels a variation at some point in their life. And God, I'm sorry that you had to go through it too.
It was this year too.
Oh,
It was a cataclysm because literally everybody ever, no, like the person I lost, like everybody ever like went to. It was really bad. Like because he was like a mentor to everybody, he was essentially the glue that held multiple families together. Like my grandma was my grandma was crying. My mom of course was crying. Like it was really bad. Even my best friend ever. It's like he lost a father. You know what I'm saying? It was just cataclysm. It was cataclysmic.
yeah.
Um,
Wow.
And yeah, that it was. If you don't mind me asking, how did your dad die?
Uh, one, I'm really sorry about the
It's fine.
person. I don't really know who this person is, but you sound like you've really been affected. So I know you're still going through it. So I
Yeah,
just want you to know, like,
yeah,
you got.
like and that's another reason why this interview is actually because back then, right? I watched your stuff and I was like, oh wow, your dad died. That's pretty sad. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, this is the same thing that MANTICORE is going through. I actually thought about you sometimes. I was like, damn, this is the same thing that you're going through. That's crazy.
Wow. I mean, yeah, it's honestly the best thing if someone can actually benefit from that. My dad died in a public swimming pool right next to actually the baseball field that I recorded a video at for inner baseball.
Ooh,
It's literally adjacent to it. It's right next door.
did he
Walking
like drown?
distance, 50 feet.
Did he like
Uh,
drown?
yeah, it's weird though because he swam every morning and was a lifeguard when he was younger, and he was incredibly physically active. And this random, I think Tuesday, May 11th, 2021, he drowned. He just drowned. We thought maybe he had a heart attack, and my mother found him like limp and kind of paralyzed in the swimming lane, bouncing like what she said was a doll. Uh, we thought, oh, heart attack. Like we know that he had like um a myriad of problems inside, like an enlarged aorta and stuff. But when the autopsy report came back, it said drowning, cause of death, drowning, and that was really. It felt like we had to relive day one all over again because it was this. 2 weeks later, we got that autopsy report. It was like, oh, you had no idea what actually happened, and um, yeah,
No.
it was tough.
Do you have a suspicion? And I'm only saying this because this is how I lost my. Well, you can guess why I lost what I'm talking about.
Hmm.
By context clues. He died by suicide. Do you
Yeah.
think? Do you have a suspicion that your dad probably also killed himself?
That's something. Um, yeah, no, I think there's a kind of quiet consensus among the family that this is very much a possibility. Because he was, I think, a very angry person, and I know he attempted when he was younger. I think when he was 20 or 18. He told me that on a road trip for one of my school presentations that were moving upward to Tallahassee. He um, just told me randomly in the car all these things that were troubling him. Oh, cat's eating cardboard. Over here, Rippy.
So am I fucking up? Just like I want to like talk to have a cat. That's just great. It's like
I know, sorry. Um, hello. Hello. It's really the person who I live with. It's their cat. But I
hmm.
mean, I grew up with this cat too.
Okay, okay.
But uh,
So yeah, it's a quiet consensus.
yeah, he
Yeah,
randomly told me, and I think there's a pretty high possibility that he killed himself. Because he was secretly, not secretly, he was talking about how like ruined his life was and how like so many missed opportunities, and I wouldn't be surprised if somehow I learned like, yeah, like that was an early escape at age 59.
yeah. Mine's died at 57. Yeah, like I kind of
Um,
a similar situation we kind of have.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
sorry.
and I'm sorry too. I can't say that I was there, of course, but yeah, I can only imagine how your dad's death affected the seeing some of your videos. I was like, okay, yeah, he's going through it.
Yeah, and I don't even know like because he was awful. He was really awful, and yet I couldn't help but be just distraught that he died. Like I don't know why. It was like I couldn't control it. It felt like fate, this emotional fate. I spent entire days just sleeping, and I was just like when I woke up I was just filled with dread and sadness and anger. And then I went straight into school. I didn't take a break, and I just kind of exploded there.
Are you in college right now? I'm assuming college. Yeah, college must have not been an easy thing dealing with all that as well.
No, it's not easy. Really, I only made it through because my uh, uh, Val, someone who I grew up with, was there by my side the entire time, and they put aside like their I mean, they prioritized me. They were always there for me. And so I was only able to push through because I had this person supporting me. But I eventually did graduate college last December.
Oh, what's your major?
English. It was English. It was a downgrade, but I'm just glad I got through it because I wanted to appease my mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah, would you say you're like doing a lot better now, like mentally?
I think I am. I am. I mean, I I've been taking estrogen because I realized about a year ago, actually more than that, I think. I was like, God, like I've always been perceived as this like man, as this guy, and I was feeling more and more like horrible with myself, just the way I looked and the way I felt and the way like I had thoughts, and I was just like, what if I'm not? Let's try it out. And I never thought it wasn't a transition like, oh, I always knew I was a girl, or oh, I always wanted to be a woman. Like, no, it was more exploratory than that. It was like, okay, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this. And now it's like, hey, I feel really friggin' good. Like I feel like it's hard as hell. Like when I go on bike rides, I'll get catcalled. I'll get like spat at with water. I'll get like screamed at randomly for fun. And these are things that never these are
I
things
mean,
that never happened to me on the daily biking when I was like a guy, like presenting as a man, as a boy in high school. And so
isn't catcalling like oddly affirming, as like as they say? I don't know.
I will say yes, not the way that had transpired, but uh yeah, I have a running bit with a few friends where it's like, yeah, like I remember this one time I was with someone who is non-binary, and we both walked into. Okay, well, non-binary is a massive umbrella term, by the way, but they
Yeah.
them. I just like
All right.
you get this. We both walk into a bar, and the bartender is way too enthusiastic and is like, "Hey, ladies," and I I look over. They're like frowning, and I'm like just beaming. I'm like, hello, like this is great. Let's get a drink. And they, on the other hand, are like, oh god. So it's just like a funny like contrast and experience, and like a real like nexus point where it felt like, hey, I'm going somewhere. This feels good to like have that male pressure off of me and to like be doing something else, like just being myself. Like there's no gender performance. It's just me on this medication, trying out things that work for me and trying things that feel good, and just not really thinking about uh, okay, one or two, blue or pink. I have a pink room, but here's the thing. I still use the male restroom though because it's easiest. I like the urinals.
You like okay, yeah. You like the urinals.
Urinals are fast, in and out.
So right now, would you consider yourself like this is gonna be like one of like I don't know if this is a dumb question, but
Go ahead.
uh pronouns question mark?
So it's funny. I'm actively exploring, but we went from he, him. We went to any pronouns, to all pronouns, to pretty much like they, she, he, they, she, they, and now we're at she, her. I mean, I haven't done any voice training, so I'm really insecure about that. but it also gives me incredible vocal range in my video editing. So, she, her for now. Yeah.
Okay, because I know I said he like 10 seconds ago, so I was like, oh.
You are so okay. I think I know where your heart's at. I know you have good intentions. This is something I want to say. Like, I think it should be normalized, forgiving accidental misgendering. Like, it's normal. It's normal. It happens.
But yeah, so you're like now more attuned with your feminism, as they say.
Yes, I,
Okay.
I with my femininity. Yeah.
And I know this aspect of your life has inspired some of your videos. I know it inspired the thing from Vietnam.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes.
Um
Yes.
and back to more cheery topics. This is like more because that was because like yeah, I just have to like get that out of the way because that was like something that like piqued interest, like well, not interest, that's something morbid, but like something that I've always like wondered because I've been around in this YouTube channel of Manticore, and also like I said, literally this year I I basically went through what you went through. Just without, but at least I can confidently say, at least the person I lost wasn't abusive. So yeah, I'm very sorry that you had to go through that.
Hey, I mean, listen. I think it might be harder if they're not abusive. But I mean, it's different. It's different when they're abusive. The hardness comes from loving them anyway, and it's
Yeah,
really
no, yeah,
painful.
yeah, it's really yeah. No, like when my incident happened, it was a whole like for everybody from every corner of the plant. Well, like that's exact, but like like literally people I haven't seen in like literal years, like like appeared to like say their condolences because
Wow,
that's just how much of an effect he had on everybody.
that's beautiful.
And no, yeah, like literally, my yeah, like I said this earlier, but my best friend who lives in Gainesville, so so yeah, like in Gainesville, yeah, so there actually might be a certain point where I just go to Gainesville, for that reason,
Oh hell yeah!
hey, if I ever like, hey, not the red feather man or manticore crossovers more likely than ever.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I'll be in town.
so stay tuned for that. But no, yeah, yeah, like yeah, like the type, like it was really it affected everybody. It even affected him because it's like he lost a dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it even affected. Let me just. I'm not gonna go too long in this story because I've already told it too many times. But uh, one time, he went to Mexico, right, to get a tattoo,
Mhm.
and his cousin, cousin, nephew, yeah, not nephew, what am I saying, nephew was like, yo, you should like go to this guy in particular. He's a really good tattoo artist. His name is Israel, no relation. And the and he went to that tattoo artist. And so Israel was like, oh, okay, so first, the yeah, you obviously know how I'm talking about. I'm just gonna say my dad, like my yeah, like my he was very unimpressed to say the least. Like, oh, damn, you suck, Israel. This is dog shit.
Oh
This
man.
yeah, like it was really bad. And Israel was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what? He was so offended that he was like, you know what? No, I'll show you good. Fuck you. Uh, and then
Whoa.
my dad was, and then Israel actually showed him some drawings that were actually good, and my dad was like, oh, was that so hard? Uh, and then Israel was like, oh wait, you're right. Fuck. Okay, maybe I am kind of dog shit. But it's okay. So my dad got like a bit of the he got like the first part of that. He tattooed his whole fucking arm.
Wow.
And yeah, he got the one part done, and that so then it just became like a yearly ritual that every time we went to Mexico, he would like do like you know, and whatever. I don't know what they talked about, but whatever it was, it must have been really good because every time we went back, Israel's tattoo parlor would upgrade. It would
Ah.
be it would be like, oh, like the first time my dad went, it was some bullshit. Like it was literally like an apartment. Like it was some bullshit.
Mm.
And then the third time he went, he actually had a studio. It wasn't a good studio, but it was a studio. So we're improving here. And they talked and talked and talked. Um, and I think that, yeah, this year, so like 2 months before my father died, he actually went to refine a tattoo.
Mm.
And by April, which is when my father died, Israel actually got a new tattoo parlor. Uh,
Wow.
and Israel was like, "Man, I can't wait for." I'm not gonna say names because I'm cool and mysterious, but I can't wait for like for him to see it, like to see my new tattoo parlor. Then 5 days later, my dad uh, took his own life.
Oh man.
And and so Israel was like genuinely upset because if it wasn't for my dad, he actually wouldn't even be where he is right now. Now he's actually like the best tattoo parlor in the city. It's like
Wow.
he went from a fucking nobody to, like, his own words too. He went from a nobody to like actually like someone with some level of credibility.
Man, what a journey.
Yeah, like and yeah, like and I'm telling you that because that just shows like how much impact my father had on even on people that you wouldn't even expect.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And but yeah, like and yeah, in a way it is harder. Like yeah, my father was the best. He had his weird moments, sure, but I think those weird moments kind of happened in the last 3 years, and I think I know why.
Mhm.
And like knowing how the story ends, you kind of see those weird moments were because of something. Like now we know why. But
Yeah.
he was like you could say it's harder. Like yeah, like losing someone who was actually good. But I can't even imagine being like, because I was angry, but not even for like your reasons. I was just it was like the typical like, oh, why did you kill yourself? Like oh like but I don't even want to know what you went through. Like imagine like you saying that you loved, like you still like idolize your dad, like even with all the abuse. I don't even want to imagine what that's like.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
it's terrible. It is terrible.
uh, but but at the very least, everyone is cool, right? Like your mom is fine, you're fine.
Yeah, so I mean my family is like still recovering, I guess, but in their
Yeah.
own way. Like we spend as little time at the house as possible. I don't live there. My mother and my brother, they are really creating communities of their own, separately from one another. Yeah, it's just kind of a moving on process. Figuring out what we want independently from my father, who was such a violent leader, I guess, violent organizer. Yeah, yeah, we're doing well. I mean, my mother's doing, I think, a lot better, and my brother's doing better, and I'm figuring things out. I'm doing better in a lot of ways, but things are still tough.
I mean, what matters is that you're fine, and I know you've been more prolific than ever. Like every time I check your channel, there's like 10 new videos.
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's what matters. I'm like I said, I just finished. Like I'm writing my second book. That's been kind of slow, but at least I finally finished my first issue of this comic
Mm.
series that I want to do. Uh, and
Cool.
like what matters is that like you keep going, as I say.
Yeah, I've been really pumping out a lot recently because I've been finding it kind of routine.
And yeah, and but so back to more. less more more series on it. Um, how I I've had this theory for a while, but I was proven wrong. So I remember a time when you turned red. I remember, like your whole like your banner turned red,
Yeah,
uh, and a lot of people like me and the Reddit and like all these people were like, "Oh shit, what the fuck is
yeah,
Manticore?" Like people thought you were gonna make a new IP. I mean, you kind of did actually. You made Bodies of the Universe,
yeah.
but it seems like the Monument Mythos is your like main focus. Like at first, people thought that alternate folklore was going to be its own thing, but no, it actually just ended up being a part of the Monument Mythos. So
Yeah.
do you have? So the question here is: do you have another long-spanning series in mind, or or are you like a one-world author?
I've been working on this new thing called mythological tourism, and it's different. It's a lot more episodic right now, but I hope that'll change soon. I've been working on something relating to that this week. I'd like to make a bunch. Like I have the 3-part series, the Ningen,
The Ningen.
I, which I love, which is really great. I mean, if I could do more Nixonverse kind of stuff, like these like independent um series unrelated to everything. Nixonverse, of course, isn't really one of those things because it's still Monument Mythos in so many ways. So I would like to make more series. Currently, I'm working on mythological tourism. I really don't want to revisit the Mayan mythos on my channel. But you can keep an eye out on. I have this channel with my friend Daniel, Dwight Comics,
I
which
was gonna
is
say, is it like
right.
comic?
So keep an eye on that if you want anything even remotely close to the mythos. It won't. There might be teasers and uh, like a like a link put on my channel, my main channel, but anything mythos related from now on is probably gonna go on Dwight Comics. So keep an eye out there.
So is your new series now gonna be oh my god, mythological tourism?
Yeah, yeah, that's the
Oh,
current thing. I was thinking. I don't know if you caught word of this, but I was thinking a lot of people do have this criticism. It's pretty much one criticism about the Mayan mythos, which is that alternate American folklore should have been its own thing. And I understand that completely because it does start off very different and then slowly.
yeah, I was because I don't hate American folklore.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't hate it or anything, but I was watching it and then the Monument Mythos stuff came in and I was like, "Oh my god, what are we doing?"
A lot of people had that feeling. A minority, but still, it's a lot of people. I I've recently thought about redoing that part, that series, creating
Ooh.
a separate playlist titled maybe Alternative American Folklore. And I would remake the first few episodes, just their own thing, maybe slightly different. And then it would branch out, it would sequelize into its own series with its own story, completely devoid of references of Mayan mythos stuff.
Because the moment I saw Virginia Arnoldson and the Lunarians, I was like, okay, yeah, we're fucked. It's over.
Yeah, I want to see. I'm very interested in redoing it. Not deleting anything, not editing anything, not reorganizing or unlisting anything. I'm thinking and I'm considering redoing it so that it's its own independent project that people can enjoy outside of the My Mythos playlist. It would not be erasing or retconning anything. It's just its own version that would be independent.
Do you have like sketches so far for that, or is that like something you've been thinking about, but like not haven't acted yet?
It's completely just something I've been thinking about. I mean, there's, as with any idea, there's a good chance it'll never happen, but
Oh,
I have a lot of faith in it. I think if I were to sit down and really work on it, it could be something good and separate and exciting independently.
yeah, okay. And that's gonna be in the main channel, right?
Oh yeah, that would be on the main channel. I would probably make a community post first too, being like, "Hey, uh, take two. This has nothing to do with the Mayan mythos, but I really liked the direction of those first few videos, and I think I know that the audience did too. Check this out."
Oh, okay. So, yeah, because I was like, yeah, I was aware of that criticism because it did start off as its own thing, with the ship gesture and all that,
Yeah.
and then I saw Virginia, and I was like, okay, all right, okay, because look, because I love the modern mythos. I think it is my favorite analog horror,
Yeah.
and one of my favorite pieces of media like ever actually uh it really like especially the first three seasons.
Yeah.
But
Thank you.
when the Mortis continues, I was like the timeline is low-key getting kind of shambled,
Mm.
and the alternate folklore really like it actually got so bad that when I finished it, I had no clue what the fuck was going on. You know what's bad when I have to go to Reddit and like I have to put what the fuck happened Reddit like and then I would I put on Google what the fuck is going on in this shit, and then I put Reddit next to it. You know it's bad when I gotta do that. And some things were cleared, but yeah, the alternate folklore I think the decision, and it seems like you are agreeing somewhat that making it a part of it was kind of a strange choice.
It was. I'm glad I did it because I think if I hadn't, I would be to this day thinking, oh, what if it was Mayan mythos? It could have done this and this and this. But we've done that now. We've actually had those connections. We brought Everett back. We brought, I guess, spoilers here. We brought back Virginia. We brought back Rockefeller. We did so many things I wanted to finally do. Like, for instance, I think this will. I don't know if you're already familiar with this explanation, but alternate American folklore can be simplified with this one line of logic, which is that this takes place in the original Virginia's homeworld.
Yeah,
So
I'm reading that.
so that I think helps clarify like why it connects to the Mayan mythos, why all these anomalies weren't acknowledged in the other seasons. It's because
Yeah,
it's a timeline we switched. Um, yeah,
I remember reading about that somewhere, but yeah, I'm glad that you're hopefully gonna remake it.
I would
And
like to.
just so we're clear, mythological tourism is his own thing.
Mythological tourism has nothing to do with the Mayan mythos, and for the foreseeable future, the Ningen bodies of the early universe, um, uh, I think
I know you
real
may,
cavemen. None of those other series are related to the Mayan mythos. Everything that is Mayan mythos is in the complete Mayan mythos playlist on my main channel, the Manticore.
I know you made a series called something American Anatomy. I low-key haven't seen that one, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
But I know you yeah, I know that was a thing. I'm not going crazy, right?
it was only 3 or 4 episodes of honestly an attempt at another Mayan mythos series without calling it Mayan mythos. Like I wanted to do landmarks that we hadn't covered before, but in a way that could bring back the original audience. And so had a very successful opener, like with Liberty Lung. Like that was a real hit at the time, but ultimately, I was really there were so many fans being like this and this and that, and I hope this is my mythos, and I hope this is my mythos, and I I I crumbled under the pressure. I was pulled in. I myself pulled myself in so many different directions, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like I just got to do something completely different. I think. And after American Anatomy, we did some solo stuff, and then it's funny because we ended up doing Modern Day, which I had since season 1. I was like, man, what if my mythos was like completely contemporary? What if it was just totally news, like recent events? And we did it. We I don't agree with a lot of it. I don't think it's it's very good. I don't think it's good commentary. I think it's very biased and also narrow. I think
Yeah,
it
I was
didn't
gonna.
tackle issues that it should have been tackled, and honestly, those issues are best left outside of the analog horror sphere.
Yeah, I was gonna ask a question about regarding modern day earlier, but obviously your views are probably different now, especially because because Trump is being super cool with the Epstein files. Um, but the what was your relationship? That's the right. Yeah, fuck, that's the right word. What was your relationship with Trump at the time? Because from my reading, not that this is a bad thing. I honestly don't care anymore. But like about like, and I'm very jaded. But what was your relationship with Trump at the time? Because my reading at the when I was watching at the time was that damn, it was pretty interesting seeing a media that was low key sympathetic towards Trump, and not because I like Trump, but it's just like that's a very brave thing to do because like Trump was actually like fucking like doing moves out here against Alcatraz if I remember correctly. So uh,
Yeah.
so what was your it's probably different now I can imagine, but yeah, what was your like relationship with Trump back then?
Well, it's interesting because I remember when we were making Nixonverse, the voice actor for God Nixon, for Richard Nixon, he paused everything and he was like, it's kind of crazy that this is probably the most sympathetic portrayal of Richard Nixon in a really long time. like in a popular piece of media, uh, you are really sympathetic to Richard Nixon. Like you're treating him like a fallible human being. And I was like, yeah, because I mean that's what he was. Like he did a lot of horrible things, like the war on drugs, just the way that went about, the
Yep.
homophobia, I mean, the election. I mean, that's the Watergate. Like that's
Right. Yeah.
absolutely uh horrible. And so I think I approached Trump very similarly. I was like, this is a person. This is in fact a human being. And that really kind of colored my entire interpretation in modern day. But more so, I wasn't really actually focused. Like Trump shows up a lot, but I was actually more focused on the two-party system. Like I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't like that there are two main parties that people will divide themselves into. It's something that the very first guy, George Washington, was like. He
He
wrote
was
a
like,
letter all
yeah,
about it. He was like, "Don't do it. Please don't. Let's just come on. Like the people are the people are the people. Like we're not gonna. It will be the end of everything if we segment ourselves into two warring factions." And unfortunately, look where we are now. Like we are so separate. We are so divided that like it's scary. It's scary when really we're all human beings, we're all people. Like, and that's what modern day is all about. It's about um the parties actually seeming completely inconsequential and trivial and frivolous in comparison to kind of the terror of the universe, of the total terrifying indifference of cosmic terror and horror and eldritch abominations.
okay, so you were going for a more nihilistic approach, which I do appreciate, but like,
I thought it was in a way one of the few ways I could like stir comfort in the audience at during that time, which was so stressful. But believe it or not, like things were actually better then. I mean, Biden was not doing well, okay, but
yeah,
he was president at the time, so it felt like there everyone could at least soothe themselves about like, oh, like the changes seem to be like progressive, and like generally it seems like a body of people are making this happen, not really one man. um and then came that summer, dude. That summer had assassinations all over the place, and that changed everything. And modern day had ended by then, but there could not be a modern day now. It'd have to be totally different. It couldn't focus on what's happening in America to
No, I
that
don't.
capacity.
Yeah, no, I don't even want to imagine a modern day right now. That would you would actually just fry your brain.
Yeah, no, I mean it would the news is so eventful, is so terrifying, is so uh in transition right now that it's almost too fast to actually do any like contemporary examination. At the time, I think there was a little bit of pause so modern day could come through. But here's the thing. I focused on mass uh mass violence and gun violence and extremism, domestic extremism, like within the country. I focused on all that stuff because I was really fixated on this book called Mass Killers, and it was all about like school shooters and like spree killers.
Okay.
And I was terrified reading this book, and nothing had terrified me this much since like Dad, right? I was like, my God, like this is. It feels like there's a virus going through people that makes them do this thing. And like there's like a kill count that like people are keeping score of, and seems to like solidify these extremists, these terrorists names in culture. So I was like going to school, and I'd be like terrified because I was like, my God, I'm going to a major university, like this could happen. This could happen. Like I'm listening to the lecture, I'm participating in the classroom, but my eyes are just locked on the doorway and the hallway and the fire alarms. Like I'm so scared. I was in such a bad mental headspace, such a bad mental space or headspace that uh, I ended up latching onto this anxiety of mine, and the only way for me to explore it, to vent it, to process it, was to make videos about it. But you know what's the craziest thing, dude? There
But
was a false school shooting event at the university, and so I, along with a bunch of people in a classroom, we all thought 100% that we were gonna die because people ran in these girls ran in, and they were like, there's a shooter outside where we gotta hide. We turn off the lights. This is something thousands of children and students have gone through. But that day, I think it was October, I think it was October 11th or 9th. It was October 9th. It was 2 days after October 7th. Um, when the stuff overseas happened. Um, there was actually a vigil going on, and someone dropped a water bottle, and that sounded enough like a gunshot that this vigil of like hundreds of people stampeded, and people ran into classrooms and stuff thinking there was a shooter, and cops were running around with rifles pointing them at people, being like, where is he, where is he, where is he, where's the shooter, where's the shooter?
oh god, poor guy. What he dropped the fuck?
There was nobody. I say, where is he? That's not true. It was, where is the shooter? Where is the shooter? But there was no shooter. There was no identity. There was no nobody. It was just a collective fear. And that night, it was an evening where we were at a movie screening. A lot of night classes were going on, but that vigil was, at a very central part of campus. We thought we were going to die, and that made me reconsider everything for a few months. I went into therapy. Again, because of that event. Um, and I felt that event felt like fate to me, because I had been working on like Debate Demon and these other videos about school shootings and guns and gun violence. And finally this event like just stares me right in the face and is like, hey, this is an issue. You thought you were gonna die. You need to talk about it. You need to spread the word. You need to let people know that this is important, because you thought you were gonna die and you are alive. And I rationalize it as, I am alive to tell about this, to comment on this. And it's weird though, because there are so many other more pressing issues, actually. Like, yes, school shootings are a problem. Yes, gun violence is a problem. Uh, every single person knows that. They just have different uh, angles. There are other things that need to be talked about, like race in America. Like, we can never talk about that enough. Gender in America, capitalism in America. Uh, there's so many other more pressing things that I could have talked about, but I honestly was like, I chickened out. I was like, I don't know how to talk about these things. I'm going to talk about this thing I am fixated on and do know how to talk about, because everyone can agree violence is bad. And so what came out of it was this. And it's funny that people have such a problem with it, because they'll misinterpret it. They'll be like, "Oh, you painted Republicans as demons." No, actually, the Republicans are just people. I'm talking about this demon that was one of two that spawned at the beginning of the universe. Like, that's not the Republicans. I'm talking about a literal demon in the Maya mythos.
And the Monument Monster is the Democrats, I think.
It is. It's
Yeah.
their demon. It represents everything on that side. I'm not putting blame to one person or even a group of people. I'm saying like, that's why Debate Demon starts off with Bill Clinton talking about Monica Lewinsky, because I saw a problem there. Obviously, everyone can agree there was a problem there. And then when we move into the Republican debate, there's a problem there that everyone can see as well, really. I mean, that's why none of those guys became president either, right? Like,
Yeah,
those
right.
guys weren't voted for because there were problems. And I'm talking about the collective manifestation of a problem that I think is, like, universally agreed upon, that I could comment on, which is just violence and extremism. And I was like, okay, I think I can only talk about school stuff because that's all I know. I played it safe and I shouldn't have.
Do you think you're brave enough to do another contemporary series, or no? You're like, no, fuck that.
No, even modern day, it's up. It's on my channel. It's you can find it.
It is. Let me check.
But it's on the playlist. It's unlisted on the playlist because I don't want to upset people. Like, people are really stressed out. People are angry. People are disagreeing. People are just, like, trying to, like, get through life, trying to survive. The last thing they need is this collection of videos. So I unlisted it. It's on the playlist for the fans, for anyone who's interested, who's curious. But it's not something I'm proud of. I'm not proud of it at all. I think there are some good moments, but that's when it's completely. I know this is going to be hard to argue, but apolitical. Like, it's all about, like, fantasy and sci-fi and not anything to do with our modern circumstances. But yeah, it's on the playlist, unlisted. All of it. Coke and
Well,
pot.
let me see if I can. Liberty Lurker, Nixonverse. Yeah, there's season 3 is one video. Am I blind? Where is it?
All the way at the bottom. It's the last,
Uh,
like, 3-4 videos.
damn, it was 2 hours long. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. Modern day, and then a monument. Yeah, what the fuck was that, by the way? What was that? Like, you ended modern day and then you just put that shit. What the fuck was that supposed to be?
Yeah, so I, like, it was kind of like an epilogue to the whole thing. Like, kind of like, here are all the creatures you saw, all the interesting people and presidents. Like, I just kind of wanted to cap it off, just all this imagery that came out of the series, all in one video, all original imagery, but referring to many eras of this series. I wanted to be the last thing people saw, so that I could give myself a chapter break, but also have a video where it's like, look at all the cool things that we developed over the years, like, all in one video with the incredible music.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you were just like, it was just like a tribute to yourself.
A tribute to myself. Gosh, that sounds very. I would say more like it was kind of a way to just tie the bow in my eyes.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. Um, And yeah, I'm just like, Jesus, I forgot how much videos you had.
I know it's excessive. I was really self conscious about that for a long time, and that's why I kept deleting too. I was like, okay, getting the number lower, it's gonna be like easier to get through my channel. But now I just was like, you know what, my channel's a vibe.
The
Like
channel's about, yeah.
you can
No,
you can
like,
check out whatever you want. It's gonna
yeah,
be
yeah. I need
loaded.
to check out. Yeah, I need to check out all of your more independent, your more, yeah, your one shots.
Yeah,
Um,
short films.
yeah. Actually, what is your favorite short film out of the ones you've made? Like, no.
I really like most recently of the bunch I've re-uploaded and uploaded. My favorite is Inner Baseball found footage. Just because that one's really personal. It's incredibly personal. It's incredibly that's literally me processing what happened to me in my childhood. And I put you in my eyes. You're in my perspective, my POV processing in the form of a nightmare, or in the universe, a therapy session, like a nightmarish therapy session that is, for all intents and purposes, a nightmare.
Damn.
And that's a really, really personal short film, and I think it was executed exactly the way I wanted it to. My voice is not altered at all in that video. Like, that's me as close to the camera as possible, just breathing and experiencing in real time with the audience these various artifacts that mean different things in my life.
Yeah, I need to really get on all those, on all your like one shots, because I wanted to watch them, uh, but like I said, hey, there's a lot, there's a lot of them, and
Yeah,
B,
no, please, honestly, my recommendation, watch Inner Baseball. That's my
yeah,
recommendation.
one that I was kind of curious about is the crimes against the Navajo,
Yeah, yeah.
and yes, and another, this is a classic question. What analog horror and what other outside media has inspired your writing and like the story and like the stories that you create?
Oh, dude. I mean, I love movie. I mean, okay. This is funny because this is something I've sometimes told as a secret to people. So I'm going to tell you and whoever's
Hey,
listening.
yeah,
Pretty much the secret is, like, I don't like movies a lot of the time. I think movies are pure artifice. I think they're completely manipulative in, like, telling you how to feel, how to think. And uh it's interesting because that's kind of what my videos are doing, except I try to make them ambiguous enough that you come up with your own meanings and your own interpretations. I want to give you just like imagery and history and a story that I find interesting, but you ultimately come up with the conclusions for. So many movies are just like, this is the message you need, this is what it's cinematic propaganda. Like, I don't like that, I hate that. I like more laid back documentaries about serious subject matter that don't tell you what to think, they just show you and you think for yourself. That's the most powerful form of messaging, in my opinion, when it comes to movies. Though I understand movies, they can like create like historical films that are fiction or dramatic adaptations, portrayals. They can give you the like feelings closer to how people felt at the time. So like they might not look like the history, they might not actually be accurate, but emotionally they're incredibly accurate. And so I value movies on that level as being like ways to convey this kind of spiritual, emotional intensity that sometimes a documentary will struggle to do. Um, but okay, other pieces of media. Other pieces of media. I love. There's a film titled
oh God, you're struggling. Oh no, you're struggling.
the Parallax View, I
The
think.
par the parallel. Let me.
Let me
If,
look that up. I think it's called that. It's been many years.
The parallax.
Yeah, the parallax view. It's a 1970s political thriller, starring Warren Beatty. It's directed by who's the director? Yeah, that's right. Okay, so
Alan J. Palooka.
there we go. Pakula. This film is just like it kind of merges themes of like alternate history, but also real history. Like at the time, Watergate was very present in people's minds, as well as the Vietnam War. But it's ultimately a science fiction story. It's a science fiction kind of like noir political thriller with a good bit of action and like drama and thought-provoking sequences. Like there's specifically a montage in the middle of it where it has this beautiful music, beautiful crazy music, and it's showing a bunch of images that represent America. So like it shows different things, and that really inspired my work. Specifically, I think after the first few seasons of the Mayan Mythos, I was like, wow, this film is like, I need to learn from this. Like, this is like, it's talking about America in a way that's incredibly engaging and not like expected or disappointing. I read a lot of H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, I can.
That's what kind of created the Crescent King. Just reading Call of Cthulhu. Um, when I was growing up, I read so much H.G. Wells and Jules Verne. Like I love that classic, antiquated science fiction. Um, uh,
Would you consider yourself a bizarro writer? You know those people?
Bizarro.
Like
I don't know what a bizarro writer is.
Cameron Pierce, Thomas Ligotti.
I love, it's so interesting. I actually have been reading a lot of, not now, but a few months ago, I was reading a lot of Thomas Ligotti because I'm a big fan of the show, the first season of True
True
Detective.
Detective. There we go. Yeah.
Right? And so I was obviously like knee deep in that literature.
Yeah, because I think
Yeah,
Pizzolatto said that he was inspired by
right.
Ligotti. Yeah.
Nick Pizzolatto. But also, I love the Alien franchise. The Alien franchise with Alien, Aliens, Alien
Even
3.
even the dog shit that is known as Alien 3 and Resurrection.
Yeah, these films, the xenomorph in particular, like that creature, the way it evolved film to film, and also its life cycle. Also, like H.R. Giger, like the artist behind the design of the xenomorph. I know xenomorph is the classification given by James Cameron in the sequel, but that organism, that mythology, that lore, the kind of magic system in effect there, that really had an effect on me. That had a huge impact on me, and like I think almost every like creature or entity or anomaly I create, it goes back to when I was obsessed with the Alien prequel Prometheus, which I am not really a fan of anymore because I see like
No. You like from
why
you like
you
from
know
you like did you do you like Covenant?
I saw Alien Covenant when it came out in theaters, like premiere, and I remember going maybe even the day before premiere, like it was like the test screening. No one else was there. It was just me and my dad, which
You
is
already
nice. That was one of the like every time I went to the movies, he would fall asleep at some point. He was always so tired. But
you already know a movie about to be good when absolutely no one's there.
no, yeah, no, I love when absolutely no one's there because then it's like the perfect viewing experience where it's like this massive screen, massive audio for you only, you alone. I remember really loving it. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, this is like all the Alien movies in one." Like, it's got the action of aliens, but the weird philosophy and conjecture of Prometheus, but also it's got the xenomorph and like a lot of original stuff from Alien. And I was like, oh, this is great. Like, I love this film. And it was like a favorite of mine for such a long time. And then I watched it over and over and over. And now it's like, oh, this film, like, it's kind of fun. Like, it's nostalgic for me and refreshing sometimes. But it's really kind of, uh, I don't know. It's not Alien. It's not Aliens. I mean, when you watch Alien Romulus, you realize, oh, like this is an Alien film. Like Covenant and Prometheus are really weird, and I don't really go to them as much anymore.
Yeah, I and Covenant is low-key mental gymnastics because I think the xenomorph we see isn't even a xenomorph; it's a protomorph, whatever the fuck that means.
Yep, it's a protomorph, and I mean, listen, like I understand why people would be so upset at the spoiler at the reveal that David created the xenomorphs. But like it's weird too because like the xenomorph famously has these like biomechanical parts. Like it looks kind of half machine, half human, half like alien. And I always was like, oh, okay, that means at some point the alien, the chest burster must come out of like an android, like a Wayland robot. Right. That never happens. At least so far, that hasn't happened. And it feels really weird that, like, after Covenant, it felt like it was definitely going in a direction. And, like, because Prometheus, people were upset that they didn't know where it was going. Like, it felt like a pool of lore. And now it was, like, had an arrow. And Ridley Scott was like, yeah, 2 or 3 more movies before you run into the back end of Alien.
I know.
That didn't happen.
Yeah, it was good because no one liked Covenant.
No one liked Covenant. And I think Ridley Scott, you know, in his perspective, it's quite clear that he thought like, oh, the main criticism of Prometheus was that there weren't the conventional xenomorphs, like they were nowhere to be found. And then he was like, okay, I'll give you the xenomorph. I'll give you the xenomorph more violently, bigger, scarier than ever before, with more effects. And then people were like, you know, I wish there wasn't the xenomorph. Like, I don't actually like this. And it's like, he must feel like, damn it. Like, I tried. I gave you the xenomorph. I didn't give you the xenomorph. What do you want?
Just make an alien movie. I don't like.
That's great. That's perfect answer.
I don't even think he directed Romulus, no?
Say it again?
I don't even think Ridley Scott directed Romulus.
No, Fede Alvarez. He did a great job. I think Alien Romulus is an excellent film.
You saw the new TV show that came out? I know people were like shitting on it, low-key.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Here's the thing, it's like a double-edged sword because I watched Alien Romulus and okay, yes, I understand the argument that it's fan service because there's that line where it's like you bitch, right? And it's like, okay, that was just a reference to the sequel. Like that didn't actually have any weight of its own the way it did in Aliens, like you know. So there were a lot of moments like that in Romulus where it was like, this is an alien film, this is an alien film, like this is Alien. And then I came out of it happy because I was like, oh cool, they used practical effects, the xenomorph looked really good. We had some interesting developments. The characters were pretty like way better fleshed out. And I love the visuals, like it looks like the first film. But it was so excessive and so good, I guess, and so like perfectly alien that I don't have any desire for any more Alien. Like I feel like I got my fix. We got back to the original film plus a little bit of everything else. Okay. I mean, I don't when the Predator film came out, Predator Badlands, I remember when I saw the first trailer, I was excited. But I never even got around to watching it because I was like, I have an Alien and Predator fatigue, which is crazy because those are my favorite characters as a child growing up. Besides Batman,
Predator Balance is so dog shit. Don't even watch it.
Is it really?
Yeah, like, okay. Let's get one thing straight. People are gonna say they okay. All right, so a lot of the people I've interviewed for this channel, I usually interview like anybody. like, and some of the people I've interviewed have been like culture war people, like, you know, like fucking and also, guys, if you watch this video, I still love you. No, but the point is the Predator Badlands got caught up in the culture war, like, you know, like it's woke or like anti woke. But the thing is, I fucking hate everybody because, dog, why are you defending Predator Badlands? Because here's the thing with Predator Badlands, um, you it's like, because we all know the original point of the Predator films, or
Yeah.
the first one, is it's about man's adaptability, because like Arnold Schwarzenegger was like all his guns didn't mean shit, so he had to like go survive bare essential, and he was able to beat the
Yeah.
Predator. But this new movie, apart from it just being about the Predator, about a predator, about a young one, it just it's I don't know, it just feels like it's so completely detached from like what because even Prey, you know, remember Prey?
Yeah, I remember Prey.
Because Prey, I had my issues with it, but like that actually is like a good, like it serves the point. But Predator Badlands, apart from it just being so far removed from like anything, because like now it's just your like tip generics like sci-fi adventure with a millennial robot. Yeah, like it's a fucking annoying ass like yapper, as they say. The film's PG-13. Like, come on, come on.
You would have wanted it to be rated R.
No, of course. Like, what? Come on. PG-13. And like the world building is like, okay. Like, okay. Here's the thing. I don't know if you feel this, but I still love fantasy and sci-fi. I'm low-key
Mhm.
getting sick of it though.
Mm.
I've been getting into a film genre called Mumblecore. Um, and you've heard of it?
Yeah, no, it's like the A24 film, essentially.
Yeah,
Like it's the independent drama that's very personal and important.
yeah, yeah. I've been watching a lot of Mumblecore, and
What are some
that's actually
favorites?
so far I've seen like 9 of them. I need to see 20. Sorry, I've seen 10.
Whoa.
I need to see 20 because I finally decided what my first actual YouTube video is gonna be. Because a lot of my because the videos you see on my channel are just interviews and shitty music I make on CapCut.
So
But
hard on yourself. So crazy hard on yourself.
but I finally. Oh, thank you. No, but if you hear them, no, like, I mean, listen to some of them, you'll be like, okay, yeah, he made it on CapCut.
No, no.
But I finally decided what my first actual like YouTube video will be, like, you know, with a script and everything. And it's actually going to be talking about the mumblecore genre.
Ah.
Um, and yeah, I've seen 10 of them so far. Let me see. Let me try to remember. I saw Cyrus. I saw Drinking Buddies, Holy Land, Blue Ruin, About Alex. Dude, why is everyone fucking name Alex? About Alex. Uh, about Alex. Okay, this one fucking sucked. Red, white, and blue. Open 5, and I actually saw Josh Safdie was actually a Mumblecore director. He did The Pleasure of Being Robbed, and yeah, those are my seen so far.
Was the
Uh,
first one you said it was Silence?
Cyrus.
Cyrus. Oh wow. I don't think I've seen any of these.
Some of them are like low key like dog shit, not like in the bad way, just like they are actually dog shit. Like that, like really low budget. Like I'm talking, I think two of the ones I just said, Open 5 and Holy Land. I'm being so for real. The budget was probably like $100. Like,
That's
um,
okay.
and uh, I like most of these. I like Cyrus. I like Drinking Buddies. Holy Land was fucking dog shit. Uh, um, freaking Blue Ruin. I really love Blue Ruin. I that's actually what I recommend you watch.
Okay.
Because it's like the anti-action film.
Interesting. Can you send me the title? Just send me the title on Discord.
Yeah, but let me just finish this list. About Alex is really good. because About Alex had a very brave message. It was basically just when I say brave is I don't necessarily like agree with it per se, but it's just like a very interesting to see. Basically, the film is about a guy who tried to kill himself,
Mm.
but and basically his friend group is like they're like trying to like help console him, like comfort him. But Alex, that's the name of the guy trying to kill himself. He does a lot of strange stuff, and I from my reading is that you low key can't call someone out after they try to do something like that, and
Mm.
it's a very interesting message that I never actually considered because like yeah like bro tried to kill himself, but then he does like really strange stuff, but like you're gonna look like the bad guy if you like say something, you know.
Mm.
Cause so it was I like the film. Then the next one, Red, White, and Blue. Well, that's Mumblecore. There's a difference.
Oh, I
Or at
didn't
least
know that.
or at least I tried to make a difference because Mumblegore is like just really low budget horror movies.
Mm.
But what I like to call Mumblegore is basically just really, really realistic depictions of violence.
Mm.
Because apparently, you know the VHS films?
Yeah.
The first two are actually considered Mumblegore, but I don't like
Interesting.
that. I don't like that though because in those films they just show aliens and like all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I remember the alien chapter in the VHS films. That
The second,
the
it
second one.
was no, it's not. The second one had aliens, and then the newest one. Well, sorry, the one that came out last year. Oh my god, the one that came out last year was all about aliens.
Do you like when it's about aliens, or is that too familiar to you?
No, I like that stuff, but it's just like that's not Mumblegore.
Yeah.
That's like I don't know why the VHS are. I'm assuming they're called that because like they're recorded really shit. But what I like to consider Mumblegore is when it's like more realistic depiction, like Blue Ruin, for example. It's about a guy who wants to kill his parents' killer. Kill it. Like that's grounded. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
So for it to be mumble, it's got to be like realistic, grounded, almost gritty.
Yeah. Like that's what I like to consider Mumblegore.
Mm.
But like Mumblecore has a more like you can tell when something's Mumblecore.
Mm.
Mumblegore's low key Vegas fuck. So I'm trying here. um, and the reason why I've been getting into these films is because I'm like really sick of the like I'm getting fatigued of the fantasy and sci-fi genre, and
Mm.
Predator Badlands kind of like explains that a little bit because
Mm.
you know how you know how when you like be reading a fantasy book or like a sci-fi book and then they just be saying planets and you're like, oh my god, stop. So they just be saying fucking like planets and worlds and like you're like this it's like this is just it's just nonsense. Like it's just like barren. Like it's just like having content for the sake of having content. I don't know. Do you play video games?
uh, not. I mean, years ago, yeah.
Did you play Baldur's Gate?
No, I never did.
Okay, so I was playing Baldur's Gate and I technically liked it, but I was like, damn, this is just fucking nonsense. You know, so like it's just like I don't know, whenever I get the eighth thing of like, I killed the ancient dragon lord using the artifact of Xerneas. I'm like, God, I don't care anymore. I'm just like, it's literally just fucking jargon, and I'm just like, so yeah, I've been kind of gravitating more towards like mumblecore, like more real, like more grounded films. And if they do got some supernatural element, like yeah, like you know the book 100 Years of Solitude, like more like subtle shit now, like
I've been
um
really wanting to read that one. Yeah.
and yeah, so yeah, I've been getting more into that kind of stuff nowadays because shit like not saying Predator Badlands is like the example. No, I'd say Baldur's Gate definitely pushed me away, but Predator Badlands is an example of what I'm talking about. Like it's just so. Apart from it being far removed, it's just like it's just sci-fi schlock. Like it's literally just fucking. And also the fact that it's connected to Alien now. Like I know it's always been connected, but like now they're just making it. I'm like, all right. Okay.
Was there a connection? You can spoil it. Was there an actual connection made in
Yeah,
the film?
because if you remember the trailer, where Deck, that's the name of like a predator, that android he carries around.
Oh, Elle Fanning, yeah.
That's a Wayland Yutani person.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, thanks for that. We're just becoming another universe. Isn't that crazy?
Hmm.
Um,
I mean, I as a child, I loved Alien versus Predator and like the whole lore and the comic line. But I actually do remember. I remember noticing the Wayland logo on the trailer. Um, but I guess yeah. I mean, I don't know. That confirmation almost feels maybe it was exciting when the trailer first dropped, but since then it's just like, yep. I mean, we had an idea.
yeah, and the people that have been defending the film. Well, first of all, the way I view these people is just I look at this meme, and and the meme is like, leave the $1 billion company alone. Like, for being so punk, y'all seem to be defending a lot of $1 million companies, right? Isn't that crazy? And also and also like there's this great YouTuber I watch. His name is KinoFlex. He made a lot of responses towards the people defending Predator Badlands, and no, yeah, like a lot of the points that people want to make is, oh, but the film is about like toxic masculinity. Oh shit. Yeah, but it was a fucking terrible example of it. Like it's not like just because something has a good message is like doesn't make the film good. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
It just
uh,
was the film itself was just too fantastical and alien for your taste.
sure, yeah, and yeah, but like it was just not great executed. Like, imagine having a film where the guy doesn't the deck doesn't speak English. Of course, I saw him like he's just speaking some bullshit. And then you have um a millennial robot, and then you have the Disney mascot. Yeah, the Predator Balance is made by Disney, so die, I guess. So yeah, so they had like the Disney like cute mascot or whatever. Um, and so you're telling me I'm supposed to take the message serious? Like come on, like I don't know, it's just not. It's not a good film. It really isn't. Um,
It feels like a almost a presentation from the studio.
yeah, and yeah, like it's literally what if it's unironically what if Disney made Predator? Yeah,
Wow. I mean, that's like that's unreal.
yeah, no, like and like no, just me saying a PG-13 rating on a Predator film, like that's disgusting.
Did you ever watch Predators?
I'm actually one of the weirdos that like it.
I like it. No, I do like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, and you see that's doing it right because it still like maintains the point of of unprepared people having to adapt, but like it's in fucking another planet, but it still maintains the same point. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's incredible sequel and also kind of spin-off because it introduces so many new things and it's so practical. Like, I mean, it's got some great actors and great acting. And the special effects again are just marvelous. But I will say it's been years since I've seen it, but I remember I grew up also with that film. I know it's really violent and like mature,
Oh,
but I saw these creature features, these kind of mature creature features growing up. And Predators, I always went back to. I always checked it out from the library, feeling like cool about it, and I'd be like, this is a really great almost episode of this universe. Like it's really unique and original, and it honors the original films pretty well, but it does a lot that's new.
yeah, like I feel like that's my philosophy. Like I feel like you can be different in a franchise, but never stray away because otherwise, like, do you even want to be here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
do you even want to be here?
I think
Um,
in a way I feel that way with Prometheus. Like Prometheus isn't. It doesn't. It's not Alien. It's not at all an Alien film. Even like it has some of the tropes, but like it's so different, and that's why I liked it a little bit for that reason. Like it felt like new, but I was talking to Daniel about this, my friend Daniel, earlier today. I was like, it's not a great movie. I wouldn't watch it now. I think it has a lot of problems. Uh, but it's weird because it's not old enough to be a classic or a vintage, but it's not new enough to be like something on anybody's mind, and it's not remembered. It's just like this thing, and maybe Predator Badlands will end up falling into that
Oh
category as
well,
well.
no, well for sure. Like
Predator, I know Predators has.
I still like Predators though.
I enjoy it too. I'm just saying that like it's not anything that people are remembering right now, but it's also not old enough to be a classic, like considered vintage.
No, yeah, there's like no, I'd say at the very least I can say Predator is standing a lot better than Aliens is because Predator first movie was good, the second movie was good. People like the third one. I'd say Predators. Shane
I
Black's
I
Shane Black's movie
actually like.
was dog shit.
Oh yeah, I can't even watch that one. I just can't. But I liked Predator 2 for a
Yeah,
lot of
Predator's
reasons.
really good. Shane Black's movie was fucking caca. Um, Prey was good.
I
The
warmed up to Prey. I still have like I don't think Prey is. I warmed up to Prey.
you weren't okay, yeah, fair enough.
I really like the premise, and I um the design of like I like the historical accuracy they push
Yeah,
forward, and also the Predator's design. Like that was so, I think, well done and cutting edge and unique to the film. Yeah, no, I really love that Predator design. He feels like strong and intimidating. And there's a great, there's that great scene where he attacks the French.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just no elaborate, just attack the friend.
Remember? You don't remember that in
No, I
the
remember. It's just
forest?
no, it's just funny when like just like he attacked the friend. So that's I know there was this new animated one called Killer of Killers. That was whatever.
Is it
Um,
okay?
yeah, it was okay. And
All right.
then Badlands is it's just, um. Now I heard you mentioned Geiger in there somewhere. Do you happen to be a fan of filmmaker Alejandro Jodorowsky?
So it's interesting because I feel like I could have been as into him as Stanley Kubrick, which I was because I saw his entire filmography at a very young age because my brother insisted that that was like the best, the pinnacle of cinema.
Right.
Um, I no longer see Stanley Kubrick as the peak. I can admire the craftsmanship, but like I see a lot of problems. And I really here's the thing. I know you talk about this notion of a culture war. But I do think the issue of representation. It's like come on, guys, we can be doing better with the stories and the characters and fleshing people out.
What are your issues with Stanley Kubrick?
Oh, I mean, I just think the stories he picks are very biased. They're very selective. They are not um representative or even realistic in a lot of ways. They're full of like stereotypes and um I mean, oh my gosh, I mean, look at there's so many examples. There's so many
Oh,
examples.
well, give me like two.
uh Full Metal Jacket, I think the way the Vietnamese are depicted, it's rough. It's really tough to watch. I think in The Shining, like I know that film really, if we're gonna talk about films that have inspired me, The Shining was one, but it kind of has like this kind of, I think for the 80s it was really good commentary, but I mean there are other things now to look to. I mean, Eyes Wide Shut is a film I watch like every Christmas, and I really don't really enjoy like the people we kind of analyze and watch. I like it just is like I don't know. It feels like this kind of made up fantasy. And I understand that it's an adaptation of like a very old book, I think set in Venice. But that has to do with like very wealthy people. But I was just like watching it and I was like, man, like I just don't give a shit about these people. Like I just I don't care, and we're trying to make it like they feel like world ending and life changing, and it's just like let's talk about something else. Like if we're gonna do a story about New York, why are we focusing on like this doctor that owns like a entire floor of a hotel and like or of an apartment building, and he doesn't have to ever worry about money or like walking around at night or like his identity. Like he's just so like there's this pure exteriority. Like I actually just read a novel by Imogen Binney titled Nevada. And it's about this woman in New York City who is like uh her life is like falling apart, and uh she decides to go on a road trip. And the way the stream of consciousness goes is that it's like it's just every freaking thought she has. And it's crazy because the first book where I've read and been like, oh my god, like this is my stream of consciousness on paper. Like I've never read my thoughts by somebody else. And I don't get that with a lot of movies. I don't get that with, I guess, not to say that a film is bad because it's unrelatable, but it's because I don't have any stake in it. I don't care about it. I don't think it's representative. I think it's pure fantasy. I think it's almost like,
It's almost like what I'm saying.
yeah, it is what you're saying, but it's not a sci-fi film. It's actually just a drama in New York. It's just not realistic though, because 99% of people in that city aren't doing this, and the 1% aren't even doing it. So, so what the hell is this? Like, why am I watching it?
And so you said The Shining inspired you.
Yeah, massively.
In what way?
So the whole film has this kind of like haunted quality. Like you don't quite know why we have some of the shots we have, like the shots of the Overlook Hotel from a distance and long drifting shots of Danny bicycling or tricycling through the Overlook. Like, and there are like, there was specifically a documentary about The Shining's fans who had spotted a lot of like clues as to what The Shining was actually about, called Room 237.
Yeah.
And are you familiar with it?
Yeah, I know all the theories and all the yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting because it'll be like, oh, the typewriter, number 42. It's the year 1942. There are 42 cars in the parking lot. The children going into the ovens to hide from Jack. Like that, Hansel and Gretel, the three little bears, or the three bears. Oh my god, I'm not remembering the title of that fairy tale very well. But uh, all of that kind of resonance with older mythology, with older history, but also like it's set in the 80s and it's all about like these people in the 80s kind of confronting all of this history, all of this past, all of this context. And the result is like this haunted movie where it feels like these shots of people regularly like going about their lives or dreaming or watching TV, sleeping. It's sudden or walking and or cleaning or just talking. It's like, man, there's like this blanket of like genocide of like what happened here, and like these people are complicit. And for a long time I was really fixated on that, but in the domestic quality of it. So I was like, oh, what if we had that much terror and anxiety in a domestic scene, because that reminds me of my current living situation. This is what I thought in high school and middle school when I was like making Mr. Manticore, the movie, the video.
Right.
I was like, oh, like I feel like my house is so full of horror and terror. It feels like The Shining. Like it feels like when I just look at a corner, or I just go down the hallway in my house, or enter the living room, and it's the middle of the day or night, and I see my dad working there like hours, just like reading this scripture. not religious stuff. I mean, like stuff from China. He
Right.
was a professor in that department, but it was haunted, and it felt like I needed to capture that on video. I never did. I never recorded him, but I took that energy and that feeling and put it in all my work because I wanted this. I needed somewhere to put it. This fear of mine, the fear that something was going to happen, and that also like this place was ruined and just like uh you know yeah.
And is that what Mr. Manticore was about?
Yeah, so it's funny. I sent an email to my friend who made the music. Still friends with him. Um,
I forgot.
um,
Is that the one that makes the music for?
Sandor.
Okay.
He, we've been friends since middle school, since sixth grade. We were in homeroom together, and I remember in middle school when I made this video, I needed music, and I sent an email. I went to I didn't have internet at my house. I went to the public library for internet.
Well,
Yeah, and so I would be recording these images and books and then like applying all these effects on my computer without Wi-Fi and on Windows Movie Maker. And then I would go to the adjacent neighborhood, go by a construction site and like hop onto that hotspot that was left on by like construction workers. And I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna send an email to my friend Sandor, and we're gonna get the music. He's gonna make the music for Mr. Manticore, and this is how the email went. I was like, "Hey, Sandor, Jacob. His name's Jacob. I was like, "Hey, Jacob, um, I need you to create a electronic but organic sounding track that like feels like a heartbeat, that feels like breathing, that feels like when your parents are fuming and screaming at you, you know, that domestic fury. I want you to feel that like oppressive uh, atmosphere that your parents create in your house, that my parents create in my house. I want you to create a track that embodies that captures that captures their violence. And Chico, it's funny. I think that was a red flag, right? Like, what the hell? Like, what you want me to make a track
what
that's like your abusive like household? Like,
what the
okay,
what the fuck are you talking?
exactly. And we're in middle school, but it's funny. Replied, "Got it." Like Jacob was like, "I completely understand." And
That's
Jacob, right?
I don't know what this is about him, but like,
I
but
think it's a very different situation. It's not. No one's in danger. No one was in danger. It's not. It's just complex, but nothing the same. I think what he latched onto was he knew what it was like to have an uncomfortable atmosphere at his house, to
okay,
have
okay.
that atmosphere of like someone. Um, yeah. So like there wasn't the violence, but he understood when like naturally when your parent is angry, it's like very disturbing. But I think he knew specifically in his situation the uncomfortableness, the discomfort of a like angry parent household. I don't even know if his parents were angry. I'm not speaking for him or his parents. I just know that he replied, "Got it. I can make this track." And he sent over a track. He's actually sent over two tracks because I think I actually requested two tracks.
Right.
And then I went home with the two tracks downloaded, took a long time downloading it in that neighborhood, walked over to my house, edited it, and combined the two tracks into one track. So that, and I just used Windows Movie Maker. Like, I just kind of crossfaded those two separate layers of audio into one video soundtrack. And there we go. Like I think I talked about The Shining a lot in person. So like the film was constantly like I think the way Prometheus was when I was doing My Mythos season 3. I was just and the way like DC Comics was when I was doing Nixonverse.
And what do you
Um,
and what do you and what and personally, what do you think the Shining is about? Because it's like a lot going.
yeah, I mean, The Shining is about so many things. The movie is anyway. I think
It
it's
kind of
about. I think it's about the. I mean, that film is really interesting because it does talk about like the the problem with American standards. The idea of like having a happy white middle class nuclear family and thinking like this will work out. This will be just fine as we just work hard. We'll achieve the American dream and get yourself a woman, get yourself a wife, make a child, and then keep working. Focus on work. You can drink and relax, but like focus on work, 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 work. That's what matters. Money, money, money. I think The Shining's about that. I think The Shining is also about all the instances of that backfiring and what it's built on. Like that whole stereotype, that whole American expectation standard, the dream of the American dream. It's built on genocide. It's built on indigenous erasure. Like it's like we had the what we have now in America, like what is mainstream, it clear cut everything that was here before. It's not that they're gone, but they've been completely marginalized. They've been completely pushed into corners. They've just been like silenced over and over and over again. And thankfully, there are so many indigenous still around. But
Yeah, I live close. I think I live close to a reservation.
yeah, but you see the state of a lot of these reservations. You see, like, when you look at a neighborhood like suburbia, if you should look at a skyscraper, you look at uh, even a playground or a movie theater, you see, or a parking lot, a stadium. You have to think to yourself, God, this is kind of heartbreaking. And you just have to, be numb to it and move forward and just acknowledge it because otherwise, uh, if you really looked around and saw what things really were, you'd just be utterly devastated because it's like all this change that was forced upon people. And I try to touch on that on everything. On everything I make, I try to touch on what came before and what had happened for what we have today to persist.
Listen,
That's
man,
why.
you don't gotta convince me twice about hating parking lots. Fucking one time, I went to go see an Earl Sweatshirt show, and I was paying for parking, and I'm sorry that I thought the machine was gonna accept my card because I thought they accepted my card. So I thought I was only spending $8. But no, apparently I got a fucking ticket. I got a ticket from the police, and I had to pay a $40 fine. So my
Oh man.
apologies, my apologies for fucking. But no, yeah, but yeah, continue.
Yeah, I mean, okay, just to I guess end it like The Shining's about uh
Suburbia,
it's about racism, it's about xenophobia, it's about
the
America.
Holocaust.
I think on some level it is about the Holocaust. It's about um that violence that was done in order to build new things, in order to build uh, illusions of success, of prosperity, of safety. You can see that even the Overlook, like it has its history, even within its walls, like even beyond the indigenous um, bloodshed. The last caretaker murdered people,
Yeah, his
murdered
family.
children, and you see like, wow, this place, this vacation place, is built on horrible things, and that in itself is a microcosm for uh, the country at large, Colorado. Uh,
Yeah, it's great. It's actually crazy how little Stephen King had on like Stephen King didn't even think of all this. Not gonna lie.
I haven't read the book. I tried. I just I don't know why I wasn't able. I mean, it's not that I just wasn't able to get through it. I think it was time or scheduling.
No, but do you believe in the theory that Jack molested Danny?
That is so fascinating. Sad, incredibly depressing and sad. Because yeah, we talk about Tony, right? And
Yeah,
Tony being like this finger that Danny puts up in the film, but also like this thing in his mouth in Danny's mouth that goes down to his stomach and like is in his throat. And that is such a disturbing interpretation. I mean, it's there, like that interpretation is real. It's not like hushed about, like it's not like a secret, like it's real. um I don't know, I feel uncomfortable being like yes or no, but I just know that the interpretation is real, and that is a reading of the film, and it's very disturbing.
Yeah, the way that I view The Shining, right? And it's because a lot of old, like super, like ultra mega, like I'm talking like the Greeks and Romans, the way that they wrote their stories was very, and even like shit like Miguel de Cervantes, the way that he would write, the way that these people would write their stories was very, very, how do I say, oblique. Like it was very epic, but also like subtle at the same time. Like you couldn't actually really tell what they were trying to say, and we could only like figure it out. And
Mm.
that's how I view The Shining. And, like it's a very epic, but very low key. Like it says a lot, but you're not actually sure what it's trying to say. Um, and that's also, and from what I can gather, that's also how you tend to like write your stuff as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I take that as a compliment because it sounds like you're describing complexity and sophistication. So I
So
appreciate you saying that.
yeah, sometimes it could be. Sometimes it could. Sometimes it's dog shit though. Because have you seen the film? Have you seen Bo is Afraid?
Yes.
I I don't like that. Oh, that is an example of bros. Okay, bros doing too much.
Mm.
But generally, it is like a good style of writing, and yeah, and I know that that's how. You said it earlier about like how you want to, like how people want to like come to their own conclusion. So I know you definitely had some sort like that kind of influence. Well, you said The Shining was an influence. So like, yeah, I can only imagine.
Hmm.
But
I don't like using um, the term because I'm still there's a lot internalized, and I like a lot of people when I hear this phrase, I feel nervous. I feel like
what
like no
what phrase?
way, white supremacy, and that is kind of
Where the fuck did that come from?
no. When you're talking about The Shining, I was thinking more about like what um I don't like about it. Like what I don't like about Stanley Kubrick, what I don't like about a lot of movies is that it puts forward like white protagonist,
Mm.
white antagonist, just white main cast, minorities pushed to the side as supporting characters, but white people time and time again are the center, and they've been the center forever, right? And it's
Yeah.
great that we finally are getting lots of stories that are breaking that. But here's the thing: we get a lot of men. Men are the center. Men consistently the center, the center, center. The women, anybody else, they're written in a way that feels less interesting. That feels like, oh, I don't really want a movie about them. Like they didn't do as much, and it's like, well, we should try to break that. And I feel like with a lot of kind of the austere storytelling you're talking about,
Yeah.
where it's like saying a lot with very little, or yeah, like Bo's Afraid. Yeah, it is dog shit, but it's doing what everything else is doing too. It's like, this is the story that matters. This man, look at him. Joaquin Phoenix is the story we need to be focusing on. This is the character we need to talk about. When it's like, hey, look around, man. Like, this is for a very specific audience. I remember one of my friends was like, it was a big deal when I watched Black Panther in theaters because it was like, wow, actually, this is like the first superhero film or film I've seen where it's like a whole black cast. And it's like, yeah, isn't that crazy? It's 2017 or 2018, and you thought that. That's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. Unfortunately, I don't really like Black Panther that much. There's
Well, yeah,
honestly,
Black Panther. I don't like Marvel movies in general, but that
yeah,
was my example.
yeah. Like no, there's films that are like honestly, there's a YouTuber I watch called Friendly Space Ninja, and he made a video the other day talking about the best films that no one has seen from 2020 to 2025. He makes a point that cinema isn't dead. People
Yeah.
just aren't. People just aren't looking.
Yeah.
And he listed off 10, and to make the point even harder, he said only films from 23 to 25 because the video came out 25, and and that list that he said is composed of stuff that you're talking about, like the last film he talked about was some Italian film about like a abused housewife, and it was like from her story, her point of view, this and that. And it's Italian, made by Italians. um there's another one about like the Black British culture, like a romance, but like in that like setting, you know what I'm saying? And there's a film that he talked about. It's a one man show film about a Ukrainian astronaut.
Mm.
Like what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying?
You know,
Like
that's
so
I love when people with a following, with a community, are able to be like, hey, don't just eat what the algorithm is feeding you. Don't just eat what's popular. Don't just eat what everyone else is going to see. Like, take a step back, put some effort in, and look for that stuff. Look for that stuff that's intersectional. Look for that stuff that's kind of branching off and learning and advancing off everything we've learned, everything we're becoming aware of. Like, there are gonna be some setbacks. They're gonna be like not perfect, but yeah, no, this is an incredible series you're talking about. Yes.
yeah, and like no, like I like when we done with this, I recommend watching that video of his. And just like apart from the films, sounding really
Yeah, send it to
interesting.
me. Send it to me.
Yeah, like he even mentioned this one film that came out like last year called uh the name sucks, but it's not really the film's fault. Um I think he talked about the film Didi. I can't say Diddy because then I'll fucking die. So Didi. But yeah, let me just send you the video real quick.
Are you familiar with ins and outs lists that people make in the beginning of a new year?
What does that mean? I
So
probably know
pretty
what I
much,
mean.
like, the new year will begin like January 1st, January 2nd, and someone is like, "Hey, let's make an ins and outs list of like things we want that are in, like I don't know, like reassurance or driving safely or hair ties, like shit that you like." And then what's out. So like, I'm just remembering what my friend said. Fantasies that uh, are Eurocentric, fantasies set in a utopic or utopian European setting, Anglo-European setting. And it's like, wow, like I wouldn't even have come up with that because I still enjoy a lot of that media. Like, you're right though.
Um, and ins and out. Like, okay, so let me think.
It doesn't
Well,
have to be that serious, by the way. It can be
uh,
like
no,
other
I'm not.
things.
I'm generally not even like that to begin with. Like, I like. Listen, I'm a fan of Shameless. I'm already like it's I low key don't really. I'm not that deep. When it comes to that stuff in general, which sounds bad, but it's just like I'm not even white. Let's get that away. I'm but I just don't like care that much for that stuff. It sounds
Mhm.
bad, but it's just like I don't know. Like I don't really mind in general. Like yeah, diversity is good and all, but and I do agree. Like a lot of like what you're saying, like whites, like there's a focus on white people and all that
Yeah.
stuff, but generally I'm not as bothered, and not even because I agree. It's just more so like whatever is good is good. Like on it, like literally, and like that's what to say about like I'm not even a human being. I'm actually a alien from a planet that no one even knows. But the
Right.
point
Right.
that like yeah like I'm a intergalactic warrior actually. But my
That's
point,
right. Yes.
but my point is that we said Black Panther, and yeah, like Black Panther is good for having like a diverse cast, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm generally a more of like a what like if it's good, it's good. Like you like literally you, and that's why a lot of I'm gravitating towards Mumblecore. Like now, Mumblecore actually does have that problem you said. Like it is a lot of white people. Um, but but I don't know, man. It's low-key entertaining watching white people fight. What's some bullshit?
See, that is the thing though, because if a film has white characters, it has the freedom to be like, okay, let's just put them in the worst shit possible and not feel guilty about it because like I mean they can take it. It's like look at this and it's like, oh god. So yeah, there is a kind of I think uh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like I'm not really like I don't really mind the overly white focus on things. Like it is a thing. Like I'm not disagreeing, but I am more like chillax. You can say I don't actively go out looking for representation of like whatever I'm supposed to be. Like I don't like representation is good, but like me myself, I don't really go out looking for it. If you know what I'm saying. Like I'm more. I'm more neutral. Like even though I am, like I said, an intergalactic alien, at the at the end of the day, like I don't really look for that kind of representation. I am in the more old school mentality of like, oh damn, like I'm relating to this black character. That's pretty cool. Fuck it, I'm relating to this trans character. That's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, if it's like yeah, if it's a well written story, then yeah, like it could work out. But um, and like I mean, hey, you made me. Hey, you like I said, you made me relate to a fucking Lunarian queen, so that's pretty interesting. Um,
You know,
and
I will say my series, my videos aren't perfect. They aren't they also have this kind of uh like look at James Dean, look at Robert Pattinson.
yeah,
Like
like you fo-
really
yeah,
I
like
could do
you
better.
be yeah, you'd be focusing on like Monty Clift.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
and so not yeah, and I was gonna mention that earlier, but I forgot. Like you and let's see, what would be an example? Well, actually, well, give me your example of like ins and outs, so I can like kind of figure it out here.
Ins and outs. Let's see. I might even have my list on me. I think I do. Let's see. I'm gonna bring it out. I think it's is this it? Let's check it out. I think I have it. I can find it real quick. Uh let's look here. I think yep, I got it. Okay.
All right.
Here are my ins and outs. I'd love if you like included yours in the comments section or send it to me or something. Like it'd be
All
great
right.
to hear your ins and outs.
All right.
Okay. Uh uh should I just I'll skip a few because some of them won't make sense
No, that's
because
fine.
they'll reference like friends' names. But
No, that's fine.
okay, in. Mine's more serious than others. In processing trauma,
Okay.
recreational essays,
That's
emailing people you admire, um, talking with internet friends more,
okay.
enjoying anxiety. So like
That
saying like this is
all
good
right.
for me. Bell
Sure.
hooks. Bell hooks is a author
Oh, okay.
and professor. Fiction writing, nonfiction writing, talking to strangers,
I know you do like
trans.
short stories. I know you do
See,
like short stories in Patreon.
yeah, I gotta make more. I want to write more.
Okay.
Trans literature, uh, kinks, uh,
What the fuck? What the fuck does that mean, Kobe?
uh, what is this? Open windows, open blinds, which I just think is it makes a space pleasant.
Okay.
Also in climbing gym membership,
Okay.
like rock climbing gym membership. Emotional regulation, wrinkles. I just think wrinkles in general, you know, aging, neighborly talk, elevator rides,
That was random.
going on walks to decompress.
Okay. Yeah, isn't that what you?
Um,
Yeah, you were like in the beginning of this. You were like, yeah, I was walking.
Curly hair, I think, is great. Slow processes. And this one you won't really care, but trans inclusive feminism, because there is a lot of feminism that is like trans women, no.
Oh yeah,
Um,
like freaking Joanne Rowling.
yep, like
Okay,
J.K. Rowling. Okay, prehistoric daydreaming.
that's all right. Sure. Okay.
Forgetting, I put. Um,
Is that wait? Are we still in your ends?
yeah, or
All
almost
right.
there. Enjoying slash being grateful for discomfort. Red wine, omega 3s, letters slash cards to people on random days, and keeping other people's secrets to yourself.
I'm lucky shit. I'm lucky shit on that last one.
And then
It's like,
these are my outs.
all right. Let's see.
Clinginess, which is something I'm working on.
Yeah, I've seen Men of Steel die in Dark Knight's Fall thanks to clinginess.
Nachos.
Nachos are good. What?
Oh
Come on.
wait, top nachos. My bad. That's from a specific place. We can
Oh,
scratch that. That's off the record, but I should have said that before.
okay.
Destruction.
Okay.
Judgments, anxiety, racist literature, white savior. I wrote white superheroes. That's just because I'm obsessed with like Batman and Superman
I
and
mean, what does
Wonder.
that? I mean, what does that mean actually? Like white superheroes? Because that could just be like anything.
Yeah, I just feel like I need to branch out. Like for instance, I really like Jon Stewart as Green Lantern, and it's
Oh,
like, well, like that's cool, and like there's other shit too that I got to get into. I've just been like,
Black Lightning, Icon, Black Panther.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Just because I just want to expand my brain that way.
Okay.
Bad dates out. Romanticizing war or conflict. Okay. By the way, I love nachos. Those aren't out. It's just there's a specific kind of nachos I don't like.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Romanticizing war. No, yeah. Of course.
which is hard because it's like, I'm even working right now on like something that involves war, and it's really easy to write like around a conflict as big as war, but it's going to be a challenge to not romanticize it because war is oftentimes boring. It's deadly. It's uncomfortable and not an exciting way. Um, out. Pointing out spelling errors and other works out loud.
That shit's funny. That shit's funny as fuck though. Come on.
That shit is funny, but also like I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. I know.
Okay. Fine.
Rhyming sometimes.
Oh, rhyming.
And then I write this uh well, okay, I'm gonna skip that one because it's a lot.
Okay.
But what is out? Sudden decisiveness, uh dysregulated emotions,
Mm.
taking the stairs every time, ugly crying in front of people. Which
Listen,
I'm just do less of that. Like that really has a strain on people, I'm realizing.
you're
Uh,
right, but also, ugly. Hold on. Sorry. You're. I when you laugh at your own. Listen. Ugly crying while smoking a blunt over something that you did is totally relatable.
you know what? That's okay. That's okay. That's an
Oh,
in the dead white man worship, which is a phrase I mentioned earlier. Which I'm really when I write that, I just am thinking of like presidents and James Dean.
okay.
Um, uh, fears, missed calls, tobacco.
Do you do tobacco?
I don't do. I used to, but not
Oh,
like regularly. I used to have like a cigar every now and then with my friend.
you want to quit that shit?
Why? Oh, quit that shit. I mean, yeah, it's not good for my lungs.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just tobacco. Um, almonds.
Fuck almonds.
Um,
Fucking hate almonds.
you really do you really hate almonds?
I can't. No, like it's a texture, dog.
Interesting. I like almonds, but the thing is that they apparently are really environmentally taxing. And I learned that this year, and I was like, oh, or last year, and I was like, oh man,
Yeah, I know,
like I
like,
guess I shouldn't.
yeah, I know, like almond milk in part. Excuse me. I know, like almond milk in particular is very like super like I don't know.
Yeah, it surprised me, and I was like, you know what, no more almonds. And then I write this. This is mostly for myself. Milk, dairy, meat. I
You vegan?
know, I know. I'm trying to be. I've
Oh,
been in practice so far.
oh, okay.
Just because I feel like, you know what, I'll just do my part. Like everyone else is eating meat, everyone's drinking milk, everyone um is not vegan. So it's like, you know what, I guess I like the idea consciously of minimizing my impact on the
Um,
environment. But I do not judge anybody else for not doing it because I understand that like
you don't want to echo the vegan teacher, do you?
no, I don't I don't want to make anyone feel bad for eating what they want to eat. And everyone is allowed to eat what they want to eat as long as it's like mindful. You know, it's like, okay, I'm eating this because I want it and I'm going to be satisfied from it. I'm not going to waste it.
Okay.
Um Gossiping out and
Okay.
eggs. I'm trying to cut eggs out.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's my list.
Oh, that should. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You went in depth. All right. I don't. Yeah. I've never even heard of this kind of thing. So let me see if I can. I'm gonna say like a couple, like not a lot, and then I'll probably send you an actual list, like later. So some ins. Let me see if I'm doing this right. Um, some ins would be I need new friends, right? That's why I need new friends. Because
Nice.
like yeah, I need new friends. I need new. I'd say this is like kind of a part two. I need more diverse friends. No, my friends are already diverse, but what that means is just like literally like any kind. Like I don't
Different
have a
kinds
lot.
of friends.
Yeah, the different kinds of friends. Um, so there's that. What else? I need to watch. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna say like because it's all the same thing. Jodorowsky, Harmony Korine, Larry
Mm.
Clark, Richard Linklater, and
Mm.
yeah, I need to like get on that. So that's in. Um, I'd say processing trauma would also be in there as well.
I mean,
Uh,
absolutely. Feeling grief, you know, feeling it.
yeah, no, like this year was really yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I'm here. I hear you. I feel
um,
you. I see you.
yeah. No, it was like no, I realize at the worst possible time that I'm actually not. I'm actually really horrible at processing grief. I did like this is gonna make me look bad. So hopefully scalpers don't fucking discover this. Not skinner, but like when my dad died, I didn't cry for like I didn't even cry, dog. Like for like the first 2 months.
Mm.
And
You're in
so
shock.
yeah, I was. I didn't. Yeah, it was. And I know for sure at the present that also made me look bad. Uh, but yeah, I just like I didn't even cry.
That's I think I understand that though. I understand.
So yeah, like processing trauma for sure. Emotional regulation. Um, no more secrecy. That would be in because as much as I pride myself in being a cool and dark, mysterious individual, at least for like my
Mhm.
actual inner circle, yeah, like no more secrecy. Um, art like pro. This is not a word. Prolificness. That's another one.
Nice.
Like I need to actually, because I haven't written a chapter in like 5 months. So like yeah, I need to actually like start doing stuff like more
Oh, you will. You will.
like multitasking. Let's see. What else? What else? Um, there's a couple more in there, but like yeah, those are like some important ones. And then for outs, let's see. Um, yeah, for outs. Or so okay, here's a couple, I guess. For outs, yeah, I think I need to cut back on the gossiping. That's not good. Um, the Fuck almonds. Not for like any good reason. Just fuck almonds. Fuck almonds. And just get this out of the way. Well, I know you said you were vegan, but I'm sorry. I fucking hate tofu. I can't.
Hey, it's okay. Literally not judging you at all. I'm very new to this as well.
Do you like tofu?
It has it in different ways. It's really easy to make bad tofu.
Okay, so do you know how to make tofu?
In a few ways, yeah, like in soup or pan fried. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see what else do I have to eliminate. Some outs. Oh, give me a second. Just charging my iPad. So some other outs would I guess be, let's see, laziness. You know, that's a good one. I'm a lazy fuck. So there's that.
Again, so third time, so hard on yourself. So hard on
Listen,
yourself.
listen, it'd be like that sometimes.
You're going through
Um,
so much. You don't need this.
I don't know if this counts as an out or an in, but I need to actually learn how to, use programs like FL Studio or Windows Movie Maker or like actual editing software. And I'm actually very technologically behind all things considered. So I don't know if you consider an hour in, but whatever that is, put that in there. Um, and let me just try to say one more. Actually, I'll say two more. I'll say one serious one and then one like joke one. And out for sure would need to be how to explain this. Yeah, so like when you were talking about how when you were talking about like how you were like angry towards people when your father passed, that
Yeah.
definitely needs to go away. I wouldn't say it was to the level of like me like actually hurting people, but there was a point in time like, I was hurting people, but not like fucking pun like just actual like it was more so me self-destructing, which causes people to be hurt, if you know what I'm saying.
Mhm. Yeah. That's
Uh
that's how it happens. It's awful.
yeah, like so there was in the summer, one of my I like broke down really bad to my writing partner. I went on a full on fucking antinatalist, black pill, fucking nihilistic rant. It was really bad.
Wow.
Um, and then an hour later, I did that same routine to my girlfriend.
Oh
Um,
man.
and so yeah, like I was like, I wasn't threatening, I was threatening suicide, not like in the sense of like, oh, if you don't do this, I'll kill myself. Like, but I was just literally like so utterly like depressed by that point that they were on the crossfire. So I'm trying to say.
Yeah. No, you were exhibiting a lot of suicidal thought.
No, yeah, like yeah. Well, it doesn't help the fact that my dad like just flat out killed himself. So that's like your hero. Like you know, what I'm saying like my hero just fucking
Yeah. No,
um
it's literally it completely sucks. It vacuums the hope out of you.
yeah, like it's. But I'm more hopeful now. But that was not a very good time. So whatever that is, that's an out.
Mm-hmm.
And for a joke one, all right, this is like so. I was gonna say this when you were talking about your inspirations. So I'm so glad that you actually have good inspirations. Because do you want to know who my inspiration or like one of my who was one of my big inspirations for getting into writing?
Who?
And I really hate saying it because nobody fucking likes him now.
Okay.
Do you know who Ryan Murphy is?
Ryan Murphy. Did he write a bunch of like thrillers, like books?
No, worse. He wrote he wrote he made American Horror Story, Glee,
Oh,
Scream Queens, the Dahmer Show, the Ed Gein Show, the fucking Hernandez, Menendez Brothers Show.
right,
Uh,
right.
and he made that one piece of shit last year called All's Fair with Kim Kardashian.
I didn't
Uh,
realize one guy kind of show ran all of that.
I will say that is the one thing I respect about him. His work ethic is crazy.
But he made a lot of dog shit. And I really hate saying that he was the reason why I got into writing because of that. The gays don't like him. The straights don't like him. He caused way too much controversy with the Dahmer show. All that you're aware of all that.
I am aware. I think specifically of the how he'll incorporate like incest into a story about siblings.
Yeah, he literally. Yeah, I was watching the Menendez show, Lyle and Eric Menendez, and there was a scene. Ryan really felt it necessary to include a quick shot of the two brothers naked in a shower, doing stuff. So good job, Ryan. Good job, Ryan.
Man, that must have been a jolt for you.
Yeah, I got jump scared. I was okay. Literally, this is how it went. I was Nathan Lane, right? He was talking about it, and then just randomly, oh, these two brothers fucking, and I'm like, all right.
Wow, that's just like I don't even understand why. Like I guess it's to like I don't know why there is so much incest in media. Like I think it's like taboo and like controversial and edgy, and so just throwing it in is gonna make people react and be like, oh. And I think there's secretly like fantasy in there. I think the audience, some people, I don't know who, like seeing or they feel like they're living vicariously through these like siblings. I don't know. I don't understand. But I'm seeing it a lot everywhere.
Yeah, Justin Roiland. For Rick and Morty's fucking. That's just incest jokes. But yeah, like literally, he made other shows that got fucking canceled really quickly. Ratchet, The Watcher, and but then occasionally he would make telly programs. You know what those are? Shit like Grey's Anatomy. Like that's a telly program. He would make some shit like that, aka 911. So I'm really embarrassed to say that he's an inspiration for my writing because the first ever like real show. Well, okay, this is gonna sound strange, but the first show that I actually watched that actually that made me be like, damn, I want to be a writer for real, was American Horror Story, because the way I write is very similar to how American Horror Story is structured. Like just a lot of subplots, fucking like there's like 90 things going on, but like and like there's like 90 things going on at the same time, like and you know what I'm saying, it's like that kind of storytelling. And I would say that I'd still say that Ryan Murphy was my inspiration because that is the truth. But man, does it hurt saying it now.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I think everyone has inspirations that are less than ideal. Like, so I think you should try to lose the shame. Like, I know a lot of people don't like him, but like, he's yours. Like, he inspired you, and you can't, that inspiration. Like, it's the way I was inspired by Prometheus or H.P. Lovecraft, somebody that a lot of people don't like for very valid reasons. I was inspired. I made The Crescent King because of H.P. Lovecraft, because of Call of Cthulhu, because of Cthulhu. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like even to this day, the way I write is very inspired by American Horror Story structure. And yeah, like obviously I'm like never I like, even let's say I become super ultra mega famous, like I would still say Ryan Murphy's my influence. But like just just a lingering thought in there, I'd be like, oh god. So I don't know if he'd be considered an out. Like stop watching Ryan Murphy shows because every time I watch them, I just get disappointed each time.
But how do you regulate with that? How do you reconcile that? Like, you're inspired by what, the first few seasons of American Horror Story?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the first like the first 5 seasons were like the pinnacle. Yeah.
So you really like that. I'm sure you recognize some of him in the new stuff, but but his new stuff isn't, you know, desirable by you. Like,
it's not desirable by anyone. Fucking like the three monsters. Fucking Jeffrey Dahmer, Lyle, Eric, and the Ed Gein show. Oh my god, the Ed Gein
Are
show.
they? But they're popular. Like people flock to see them on Netflix.
I no generally I don't even know why. I like look. I used to be delusional. Like I was actually one of the weirdos that was like, hey, y'all gotta stop. Dahmer is okay. Like I was actually trying to defend it. Then he made Lyle and Eric, and I was like, okay, I don't really think I can defend this.
Mm.
And then the Ed Gein show, that's just some bullshit.
Mm.
They're I honestly I think they're popular because it's like controversial. You know what I'm saying? It's like edgy and like fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think also like Netflix definitely like promotes it very heavily on the front page. And so yeah, it's like vaguely everybody knows about Ed Gein or maybe these brothers, maybe or like yeah, Dahmer
And
and that
also,
actor in particular. So like we're all like, huh? And then you see that it's like this really crisp, like cleanly shot and edited show with like a cool soundtrack. It feels very punchy, and yeah, no, I think it's controversial, but also it looks like really big budget, like very high production quality, and so people are like, this must be good. This got to be good. I'm interested. It's a
yeah,
very simple formula, I guess.
yeah, and also I don't know. This is kind of a criticism, but I realized that every single show, because Ryan Murphy is a nonfiction slash fiction writer,
Mm-hmm.
and he he's made a lot of shows based on real events. He made this one show called American Crime Story. Yeah, do you see the fucking scope of this guy's work?
Yeah,
Um,
wow, it's massive.
yeah, like he made this one show called American Crime Story, where it was 3 seasons. Right, the first season was about the trial of O.J. Simpson.
Mm,
The second season was about the assassination of Gianni Versace.
mm.
Um, and the third season was about the impeachment of Bill Clinton. Uh,
Wow.
and then you go to Monster, and then you're like, okay, Jeffrey Dahmer, Lyle, Eric, and fucking Ed Gein.
Ed Gein.
And then in American Horror Story, he uses a lot of real life. In season 5, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, the Zodiac Killer, Richard Ramirez, and Eileen Warren make an appearance.
It's kind of
Um,
like Mindhunter.
it's like Mindhunter but dog shit. And where am I going with this? Well, it's really crazy that Jeffrey Dahmer makes a appearance in Hotel, and then he makes a Jeffrey Dahmer show. It's also really crazy that John Wayne Gacy appears in Hotel, and then he appears in the Jeffrey Dahmer show. It's also really crazy that O.J. Simpson flat out appears in the Lyle and Eric show. Um, and it's also really crazy that they reference Ed Gein in the Jeffrey Dahmer show, and then he makes an Ed Gein season. I don't know why I find that so weird. Like he's like circling on certain events like all the time.
It's like but it's not a shared universe. Like it's not actually all happening in the same place, or is it? Is it implied that that's our universe?
No, like it's real. Like they are dramatic retellings.
But like, do they take place in their own dramatic retelling universe?
No, yeah, they do, but it's just like it's weird that he like because he made the O.J. Simpson show, but then OJ appeared, but like he just had like I don't know. It's like
Is it the
he
same
like
actor?
no,
No. Okay.
but what it's like, but it's just interesting that like he circles back to events where he can like connect them. You know what I'm saying? Like he just circles
Yeah. It's
events over and over and over.
in a way, it's like he has very specific interests in how yeah, they'll keep repeating and rhyming and resurfacing because they're the same group of interests.
Yeah, and I don't know if I don't know if I'm like framing it as a criticism, but it's just interesting. It's interesting that he made an O.J. Simpson show, but and then he, and then of course he made a show where the O.J. Simpson trial was happening at the same time. The Lyle and Eric murders were happen. The trial was happening exactly at the same time as the O.J. trial. So like, you know what I'm saying?
What was your of the like crime adaptations? Not specifically American Crime Story, but of all the ones that are based, like including the Monster trilogy, do you have a favorite?
Like, what are my thoughts on true crime?
Well, his true crime in particular, and I guess
Oh,
yeah, in general. Like you mentioned, Mindhunter. Like I'm interested in your stance on true crime.
okay. So, so for Ryan, I I guess Dahmer would be his best one, even though that's
Mm.
still like a can of worms. To talk about because because okay because because it's the one that's the most respectful, I'd say. Um, and I do agree with Ryan's stance because Ryan's gay. Let's get that out of the way. And he said, and a lot of gay people, like the LGBT community,
Hmm.
were like really mad with the Dahmer story, with the Dahmer show. But he did say a good point, which is, it's very delusional to hide the fact that gay people are also fucking violent monsters. Jeffrey Dahmer was a gay man, for example. Uh,
Mm.
and I do think that's a good point. But then in season two, or sorry, in Monster Two, so Lyle, then it just turned into like for a couple of seconds, it just became gay fanfiction. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's
It was
like
a whole
it suddenly it almost feels like it detracts from his original message that like, oh, this is a violent person who happens to be gay, and like they're not like
yeah.
incompatible characteristics, but
The Lyle and Eric show, it's just gay fan fiction. You know what I'm saying? It's
right,
quite a
it's
bit of
like suddenly he was like, actually, let's bring it back into this too. Let's just inject it into everything.
yeah, like it's just actually gay fan fiction.
Does
Because
Ed
why
Gein have that too?
I actually haven't seen the Ed Gein show, but like absolutely everybody ever is like tearing it apart.
I'm
So
sure it has the incest because of the relationship with the mother.
yeah. So good job, Ryan. You're really proving your point. But as for true crime in general,
Yeah, like
um,
Mindhunter. I'd love to know your thoughts on Mindhunter and separately True Detective.
oh, I love True Detective. Oh my god, season one is one of the best things. Season one's one of the best things ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the best pieces of media, you could say.
It's really, 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 really good and
Um,
and dark.
yeah, it's like I Matthew McConaughey really sold it.
I think Woody
Um,
Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, that combo, their dialogue, their performances, just the cinematography,
yeah,
um, really glorious, really glorious.
and it's such a shame that the other seasons, because what I thought initially, what True Detective was gonna be about, was that it was gonna be like a combination of like true like detective show, but like with subtle hints of like Victorian or old stories. Like that would have been so cool. Like imagine if season two was about like I don't know, the Telltale Heart or something. You got like but like in a detective setting. That would have been so interesting.
Mm.
Um, but no, season two is okay. I low-key feel bad for Nick because Joji Fuko, what's his last name?
Yeah,
Fukunaga.
Cary Fukunaga.
Joji Fukunaga. He like is might be a predator? Question mark. So he was kind of alone. So yeah, what happened is that season one was Nick and Joji, right? But
Right.
then in season two, it was just Nick. And
Did Nick direct too?
like that was all him. Like he
Wow.
and you could really tell that he does not know how to do stuff by himself because not like let me say something. I watched season two. I've read I read a Reddit recap, right, of like the entire show of season two. I couldn't tell you what the fuck's going on.
What do you think of season 3 and Night Country? I haven't seen Night Country, and I only watched the beginning of season 3.
Season three's it like goes back to the rural settings like of what season one.
Mm-hmm.
Because season two was in the big city, as you can imagine.
Mm.
And not even that. Like season two was a complete departure. Season two was about a fake city,
that was ran by a bunch of fucking like gangsters and like millionaires, but then like one of those millionaires gets fucking killed, and like and it's up to our three detectives and the other mobster to try to figure out who killed this millionaire. But then it just turns into like a gang war. Yeah, like it's a complete departure from what season one was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And season three, I like season three. It does the interesting choice of giving the main character dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And season four fucking sucks.
What did
So,
so I want to talk about Mindhunter. Like, what do you think of that show?
I like Mindhunter. I haven't seen it in a bit, so I'm like, so I might rewatch it. But yeah, I like Mindhunter. Like, it actually, it's like respectful towards like it's not like it's not like super mega violent. Like it actually, and it's like a blend of like fiction and nonfiction, because I know the main character's fake as fuck. And
Yeah, he's like, I think uh uh it's Tench and, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what the main character's named. Oh, Holden Ford. Holden Ford.
yeah,
Tench and Ford, I love their chemistry. I specifically like the actor for Ford, for Jonathan Groff. I think he's in Glee.
yeah, oh.
But but and I haven't seen very much Glee, but he is a really good actor in Mindhunter. Like, he's really fun to watch. Like, he's really funny too, and he's like so expressive in a subtle way. And I think like it's just like he was hypnotic to watch. It was very mesmerizing. I really liked his performance in Mindhunter, and especially in season two. Those last few episodes were like just absolutely gripping. Like, just like, what's happening? Like, are they going to catch this guy? And the way it ends is just gut wrenching. And I think Jonathan Groff did a great job in conveying the character's disappointment and reflection and endurance despite the circumstances, despite the infuriating, frustrating circumstances.
Yeah, I might have to rewatch. Yeah, I definitely got to rewatch Mindhunter. Um, it's over.
I watched it all while dog sitting and house sitting, or not dog sitting, actually cat sitting. I was cat sitting and house sitting this summer,
Oh, so
or
you watched like
last summer, and I watched it all. I binged it all, and it was just incredible. I mean,
yeah,
it has some rough parts, like there's some dialogue and some actors, and like I especially feel like the exchanges with women are really lacking, are really underdeveloped and like weird and like unrealistic and unnatural. But
I mean, you could give it a
um,
pass, don't know, because it's like in the 70s and 90s.
see, that's the thing. What is emphasized and what is masterful are the performances between like the historical criminals and the detectives that are fictional. Like, it's incredible interaction there.
And yeah, and also the casting for the killers is top notch. Like I think like like the whoever they got for Ed Kemper, that's just like that they look identical.
Incredible performance too, like very unsettling and very distinctive. There's I uh I was wondering, I was like, oh god, is there like, what kind of fan art is there of Mindhunter? And there is so much like cute Ed Kemper, and it's just
Oh
like
my.
it's
Oh,
wild,
oh my god.
with like
Okay.
his big eyes, big glasses, and he's like way bigger than Ford, so like, envelops him.
You know, that was actually a real scene, like the like where Ed Kemper hugs the main guy. Like that's a thing that actually happened.
It was such a pivotal and well executed moment of tension and suspense.
And it's real too.
Yeah, that's mind blowing.
Yeah, like for being a show with like a fake, like two fake main characters, it's a very historically accurate show.
I like that too. Like, that's an example of an adaptation of a show, a piece of media that is partially fictional, that I think has value because it shows like some things emotionally very accurately, closer to how things were in life, though not like visually precise. It's very close spiritually, emotionally. I I do, I could probably delve deeper into it and point out things I don't like, but let's focus on the positives.
Let's focus on and I'll try to focus my positive on okay, what do I think of true crime? I'm not really against true crime in general. I there's like a lot of good movies out there, and like there's The Serpent by, ironically enough, Netflix. And the Ice Zodiac is a really good movie. And the Iceman, that's another good one too. But it's okay. I'm not necessarily against. Oh, and of course, Killers of the Flower Moon. What am I saying? Killed by Martin Scorsese. But here's the thing with true crime. It's not. It's not more. It's not about the subject themselves. It's it's the people. All right. Because sometimes in true crime, you get crazy fangirls. Who are like, oh my god, isn't Nicholas Cruz kind of like fine? Like what?
Mm-hmm.
And what where the fuck did that come from?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's again girls. I know I said girls twice. But like these are the most obvious examples. Of like, hey, let me do a makeup tutorial when I talk about fucking the mass killings of the Hinter or something, fucking like, let me do my makeup while I talk about that shit, or let me do my makeup when I talk about Jeffrey Dahmer's killing. It's like, dog, what? That's so fucking stupid. Like, what?
I myself can't watch too much true crime. Like, I will get into true crime rabbit holes. I am very familiar with the worst things that people have done to one another, but
Well, yeah,
I
like
can't take it too much, because it's like at a certain point you're gonna hit that detail that makes you realize, oh my god, this happened. Oh my god, people are around who have to like live with this, with the outcome of this, with the consequences, with the absence of people. And it's like, I can't take this anymore. And I have to go back to fiction or another angle
subject.
of nonfiction. Like, I have to focus on another area of the world or another subject in the world that is equally real, but just not quite as tragic.
Yeah, and I think that there's a point that Wendy Goon tried to make, that he made his serial killer iceberg, right, video, and every time a killer came up with like, Jesus Christ, hold on, with like a cool nickname, right? Like, let's say, like, he talked about Peter Curtin, or check this out, the Vampire of Dusseldorf. Like, god damn, fuck, jeez, chill
Yeah,
out.
that's intense.
And so Wendy Goon was like, he made it a point that, like, I feel like if you give killers like cool nicknames, that's very fucking odd the more you think about it, because you're like kind of I can't speak, mythologizing
Yeah,
for
mythologizing.
mythologizing like these people who don't really deserve it at the end of the day. Or other examples of people with cool nicknames is um Albert Fish, also known as the Werewolf of Wisteria.
Yeah, I mean, you can see how they printed those on newspaper headlines to like get your attention, to like get you
Yeah,
reading.
yeah, right. And some other recent example. And Wendy Goon made it a point that I think, making fun or like not giving people these nicknames, like, definitely, like, for example, there's the one of the more recent serial killers in that list was the Amazon review killer. You see, that's a lame ass fucking name. Like like, and turns out the guy himself was a fucking lame ass guy, right? Like, apart from being a serial killer. Um and there was this YouTube short that I watched that was basically just like it was the POV of a serial killer, and he was watching the news, and the serial killer was like, man, I wonder what cool nickname they're gonna give me. And then the fucking and then the news was like, the the booty hole molester is still at large, and I'm like,
Oh
and then
man.
the serial killer, like, what kind of fuck ass nickname did they give me? What the fuck? And then it kind of hurt the killer's ego. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, the point is like I like true crime. Like I watch a lot of true crime in general. Disturbing. He's a shout out to Disturbing. But and there's this other one that I watched. This other guy, Dreading. Yeah, shout out to Dreading. Um, but in general, it's more so the people that make true crime content that I'm just like kind of, again,
But
like
does it ever occur to you that like, oh man, like once you put yourself in the shoes of someone who is about to be murdered, it's like, or you're the brother of someone who's murdered. It's like, ugh, like I can't take this anymore. It's actually like I can't sit with this. I just have to focus on something else. And
that
I mean,
usually
yeah, I think a lot of tragic subjects force people to look at other things for their own mental health.
that usually gets to me depending on who's making the content. So like, if I watch a Dreading video, because Dreading is a very respectful, distinguished gentleman, so like, I don't, so like I can actually like take it. But let's say I watch a fucking a video about, I don't know, Jack Unterweger, and then the girl's like making a fucking doing a makeup tutorial. I'm just like, girl, you're talking about a guy that strangled like 3 women with their underwear. Like, what you really? Why are you doing makeup tutorials? Like, this, a guy killed people. Fucking, took daughters, sisters. You know what I'm saying? Girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And you're fucking here doing a makeup tutorial.
I think of it as like maybe it's the only way they can process and actually talk about this information. But I hear you. Like it is kind of a mundane task to do with something that horribly changed a family that like I guess respectfully to those families, I'd want to not talk about it, especially if I seem content doing my makeup. But in their justification, I assume like that's the only time they have to talk about it. That's the only way to process it. It encourages other people to take that information uh, in the only way that's digestible for them, which is like doing their makeup. Because I mean, it's funny though, because why that and not like someone running, going on a jog or on a bicycle or like it is a very interesting intersection there where I think it's oftentimes is it goth makeup too or just makeup?
I'd be seeing goth people do it like on that shit.
So there's a lot going on there.
I slightly dislike the goth community just a little bit, just a tiny bit, because of shit like that. Yeah.
Wow.
I know it's not it's not a good thing to say, but
You can put that on your ins and outs list for this year.
yeah, like and then there's the worst of the worst, where it's just fucking people being like, oh my god, this guy ran over a fucking family, and then the comments is just full of people being like, oh, I can fix him.
Oh man.
Or better yet, uh Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold have a insane amount of fangirls and copycat shooters and like all that. Like that's just like the absolute worst of the worst.
It's I that's just yeah.
Yeah, like and yeah, like there was this video like that I watched. I think it was made by Savantics, where she was talking about like this was like at the like days after the Parkland shooting. And yeah, she was like highlighting how many like people were like basically like salivating over fucking Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, Nicholas Cruz. There was fuckers that even salivated over Kip Kinkle. You know how ugly Kip Kinkle is? You know what I'm saying? Like why I don't understand why there's so much people like that.
There's a lot of layers to it. I am not one of those people, but God, I think there's so much more to it possibly.
And this is coming from someone who actively uses real life, like Ryan Murphy, real life as like references for like a lot of the characters I make are like based off real people.
Mhm.
Even in my most like fantasy works, I like tend to use real life a lot. I did research on Leon Trotsky of all people, and I made a character based off him. I use a lot of real life subjects, and that's coming from me, and I'm like grossed out. You know what I'm saying?
The way he died was particularly notable.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Um, but like yeah, like it's like so yeah, like I like true crime. Like I watch a lot of it. But I just can't stand like 99% of the community.
Wow.
And
We've hit almost. Do you know how long we've been on this call?
I think I think this might be my longest interview. Hold on, I think it's uh how much time do
It's
you
like
think?
approximately 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, I think this might be. Let me check just real quick. Let me check my longest. See what's. I think the longest interview I've made. Let me see. All right. Oh wow, my longest interview was my first one. That was 4 hours and 21 minutes.
Oh man. No,
Uh,
that's I don't know if we're gonna make it that far. I'm getting pretty tired.
yeah. How much time you can muster?
Let's do 5 more minutes.
5 minutes. All right. So let's see. So some rapid fire questions. Um, let's. So for the Monument Mythos, right?
Yeah.
What were some apart from the existence of modern day? Because I know you were like, what are some decisions that you felt you could like that you regretted making, like in making that story?
Uh I think some of the people I chose to focus on, I think uh deleting and re-uploading, I regret all of that. I think it ended up okay. Like it ended up working out because now we have this lovely playlist that's very complete. But
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when the original House in the Ocean video, like not compiled, like the first episode, it reached 100K, and I was
Right.
like, like I don't really like this. Like I feel like it's flawed. I feel like it's cheesy. I don't feel like the effects are good enough. Or actually, that was the thing. Like it was like I didn't like the way this was looking, and so I can't believe I took it down. I took it down because I had so many grievances with it, and I tried to like world build it, and I also got these like emails, and I like was so paranoid at the time. I was such a bad place headspace. Um, that now it's like I look back, hindsight 2020, like why would I ever, even if I got weird emails, even if people were sending me ominous messages, even if I had problems with the special effects, why on earth would I delete a video with 100,000 views? And yet
Yeah.
I did because I was like, oh, I can just do it again. I can do it better. I took the audience for granted. I took my like meteoric kind of rise in the algorithm as natural and like inevitable, and like it was gonna continue, when really no, like that's not happening now. That's not happening for the Mayan mythos again. So I regret deleting and re-uploading. I regret uh I mean, I really regret after doing those things also like apologizing and coming up with excuses, because really I just should have been accountable, and I should have been responsible, and I should have just been like, hey, I'm not doing so well. I'm really sorry. I'm not going to do that. And I did that eventually. I eventually made a promise on my channel
That
never
you're
to
never
delete
gonna.
anything
Yeah.
again. But yeah, so I regret the deleting and re-uploading probably the most. And the
Um.
people I chose to
And
focus
the
on.
beauty. And all right, another rapid fire one. I asked this earlier. You're like pretty. You are, and especially back then, were pretty big in the analog horror community. I don't think your videos are that analog horror anymore.
Mhm.
They have they have a very specific quality that I can't explain.
Mhm.
But the first two seasons were very analog horror.
Mhm.
What are you do you like fuck with that community, or do you or are you not like into that, even though you're like considered analog horror?
I feel like I never like I've been in group chats and I've been in servers with other analog horror creators and viewers, and I welcome that kind of discussion and enthusiasm. But the association's always been very loose. Like it's I always have felt kind of like on the edge of it because I don't really make analog horror. Um,
Especially now, yeah.
yeah, so I feel like I welcome it. I welcome these interviews. I welcome uh like giving feedback and watching analog horror, but I'm not, and I've never felt 100% like intimately connected with the genre.
Yeah, I just had to ask that because you're like lumped in with these people like quite a lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you were often in discussions of like, what is analog horror, or what happened to analog horror. And there's this channel that I watched called Spaceman Scott, where he made like an analog horror tier list. He put you high, so that's good, but like, yeah, you were in like it, like you were considered an analog horror creator. So it's like, so it's interesting that you never like felt part of it. Um, and what else? What else? Oh yeah, I this is a question I usually ask first. So I don't know why. So, but I just completely forgot. Okay, so you've had a lot of names.
Yeah.
So let's start with the first one you ever used. Why Kansas?
Why Kansas?
Yeah.
So I was originally well, okay, this is how it went about. In middle school, my friends thought they liked my last name, they liked saying it, they liked giving it like this accent. And eventually it was too much of a mouthful for them in conversation, in their like banter. So they started shortening it, and they changed it into this simple reference to the state, because they were like, oh, like it's like, it sounds the same, Kansas.
Okay.
And it's interesting because even before I made that my username, um, substitute teachers and like first days of school, when I was listed off the roster, or attendance was being called, people would just say my name was Kansas. Like they just pronounce my last name as Kansas separately from my friends at the time. And so and when I say it with an accent, I think I meant accented, like casañas. Like
Uh-huh.
it's accented. It's not, there actually is no, there's that's not there. Enye, it doesn't exist. But
Right.
my friends at the time liked to say that and include that. And so they changed it to Kansas, and then I changed it to my username, and then it stuck for many years because I thought it was the simplest version of my name, and I ended up thinking it was cool and like better than actually my real full name. And then eventually I was like, this is so middle school. This is so not me. Like I didn't choose my name. So it shifted over and over and over again until it transformed into something I like now,
The Manticore.
which I think is very simple, and it's like genderless, and it's easy to look up. Like that's something that's super important, to like be able to actually look up this channel. This is the first time since gosh, I don't know, but first time in a long time where you can just look up my channel with words that are easy to understand and easy to share.
Yeah, the Manticore. Why the Mantic? Why a Manticore though in particular?
Well, my first video had to do,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
my first YouTube video. It was originally on Vimeo, and originally not on anything, but it was that video that I made with Jacob. It had a manticore, and I eventually made it kind of the mascot of my channel because and it still is listed as the first upload on the main YouTube channel in 2016. Or I think actually it might have been uploaded 2017, but it was made 2016.
I know you had other short films though, like I remember when The Corner Folk was actually just an isolated incident. Then there was Lanky, and then there was Chase the Android, and then you just began making Monument Method.
Yeah, that's actually another thing that people still mention. They're like, "Oh, I wish Corner Folk wasn't roped into it." And it's funny because I always had this idea that like it was kind of part of it, like it was the same structure and everything. Yeah.
I got like 3 more questions.
Let's do it.
All right, so another question that that I guess I have, or like generally people have, is what? Okay, let me see if I can word this right. Okay, so why do you have a habit of making like there's a lot of plot lines in these things, and some of them just straight up don't go anywhere. My favorite example of this is what the a Sphinx in Mars, like where the fuck, like all right, sure. Why what is that, like what's going on there, like why is that like a habit? It's not even a bad habit. I think I do it sometimes as well in my stories, but like why do you do it?
Well, I think it's kind of because the idea it's a ancient Egypt is in a desert. It's in uh, North Africa. It's in the Sahara. Like I looked at vistas of Mars, and I was like, it's not too different. And like I can imagine kind of ancient Egypt on Mars. And I thought to myself, like, oh, there's a lot of those kind of like Martian sightings photos where it's like old, it looks like an old artifact on Mars. And I specifically am thinking of one that was taken by, I think, the Viking lander, where it shows like a face, like a mask on Mars. And that photograph is very popular. It turns out it's not at all a mask, but it looked like a mask. And I'm also a huge fan of the it's kind of a short story anthology, but it's also kind of a novel, The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury.
Okay.
Which is all about like the ancient Martians and like people interacting with the ghosts of the ancient Martians. And I also liked John Carter, like Princess of Mars, that Bryce Burroughs stuff. So when it came to wanting to explore outside of America, outside of Earth, I had this idea my freshman year of college. I was like, I think I want to set a monument on another planet, and I want to go with like the most ancient surviving monuments, and that naturally became the ancient Egyptian Great Sphinx on Mars, entering the atmosphere, and then that naturally progressed to being pyramids on Mars in season 3.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah.
And all right, so another question that I have is, who has been your most famous celebrity pull?
Celebrity pool. What does that mean?
Like I asked this to Chris Casey, and I asked this to some of my other guests, but like, who is the most famous person that you've like interacted with or worked with? Because I know because Chris Casey last week, or like 2 weeks ago, he now has the fortune of having his inspirations follow him on Instagram. So like shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Or worked with, like, yeah, like inspire, like celebrities. Like, who's your most famous celebrity interaction slash collaboration slash whatever?
You ever watch Star Trek Next Generation?
I mean, I know enough.
Well, one of the crew members of that show from the 80s named Will Wheaton,
Oh,
he during COVID, he posted about the Maya mythos on Facebook.
cool.
And he was like, I've been watching this series and I'm really enjoying it. Check it out. And that was really nice. I learned about that from um um the that or not from the parents of um who I was with at the time.
Will Wheaton. That's that's cool. Um, how did you feel? Like I was fucking like, damn, what the fuck?
Yeah, no, it's surreal because I mean I think I was in shock, and so I was just like I kind of played it off cool, and I was like, oh yeah, nice, that's cool. And then it hit me later. I was like, I watch Star Trek Next Generation all the time. Like I love that show. It's sometimes I think it's as good as or better than the original series with Captain Kirk. And I'm like, wow, like that's so cool that somebody from the Enterprise watched the Mime Mythos. And here's the thing: I've interacted with a few other people. Chris Straub from Local 58 followed
Oh
me for
yeah,
a time.
he followed you.
He followed me. Trevor Henderson, you know, he creates all that cool monster art.
He made Siren Head, correct?
Siren Head,
Hi,
Long Horse. I think Man with the Upside Down Head,
Cartoon Cat.
and then also uh, Trevor Roberts of Mystery Flesh Pit followed me, and we actually talked a bit over email.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of people that in like your kind of sphere.
Yeah, in the kind of online horror media sphere.
Yeah,
Um, who else? I mean, I know Ridley Scott's production company. I think like Scott Free followed me for a time.
the fuck.
I know, which is kind of weird, and I really wanted to reach out, but I never did, and nothing happened. And I don't think like the platform they were following me on no longer exists.
Oh,
Um, let's see. I feel like there's got to be more. I'll probably think of somebody when we get off the interview, and I'll be like, ah, shucks, I should have mentioned them.
um, I've had a couple, like some of the people that I've interviewed follow me. Well, yeah, so like all of these interviews have been like boons. So there's that. Uh, I think my most popular out of all of these is it actually might be you that I don't hold on, wait. Let me see. Let me check the prestigious list again. Uh okay, ER, yeah, okay, ER got you there. No, but like he doesn't fucking make shit anymore, and he was more of a 2016 to 2018 warrior anyways. So I
Wow.
think oh shit, one of the people oh I forgot. Oh wait, see this actually is relevant to you. One of the people I interviewed was Mike S. Miller. He was the guy that drew the Injustice comics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so and he also did the comic adaptations for George R. R. Martin's Duncan Egg.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, I interviewed him. The video's still up. Yeah, so there's that. Um, and then I think I'm followed by a couple people. And as for real life, I think my most famous interaction was with Grammy award-winning artist El Boki, who's like some like Spanish or like I think he's Mexican. Yeah, some Mexican singer. So that's
Mm.
pretty cool. And oh, but yeah, it's cool that Will Wheaton and yeah, I wish I had that sort of power.
Oh, but
I
here's the thing. I mean, I'm not gonna like reach out again. Like it was kind of just like a one and done thing. I mean, also I just thought of three other people, but I don't think they're gonna ring a bell in you,
just say
ring any bells.
just say
So these are some inspirations of mine. Guy Madden, Canadian director,
you're like I
followed me
know.
on Vimeo years ago, because I sent a message being like, "Hey, I love your work. Like, check out my stuff." And he followed me back, and I was like, that is so nice. No connection there still. I haven't reached out. I don't have a Vimeo anymore. Two inspirations that were huge, actually. The work of Run Rake. He made an incredible, unsettling short film, an animated short film titled Rabbit. He died from like a while ago, but I messaged his page, and his widowed wife followed me back.
Oh.
And that felt like, that was heartwarming. I felt like I needed to create art because the person closest to one of my biggest inspirations knew me, connected with me, and we didn't talk or anything, but I was like, hey, your husband's work was life-changing, was incredibly inspiring. I just wanted to like let that be known. And she followed me back. And then Mathis Dovier, I believe he's a French animator. He makes some really, really interesting art and animations. He did a short film titled Inside, and it's about a man who slowly realizes he's actually turning into a robot.
Oh.
It's very good. I can send you a link.
Yeah,
I can send you links to these short films. They
Yeah,
were
send
incredibly
me Rabbit.
impactful. And so he followed me on social media a long time ago. No access there anymore, but that was also heartfelt for me.
Yeah, if you want, you can send me Rabbit and that one, the Inside.
Yeah, I will.
And this is going to be the final question of the night. Have you ever thought of expanding besides YouTube? Like, I don't know, publish a book, maybe talk to I know we hate Hollywood, but it's still good, like talk to Hollywood people or studio people or collab with other like big people. Like filler example, I don't know, Alex, fuck, I forgot his name already. I want to cry. Alex Kisser, like an example like that. Like, have you ever thought about expanding?
I mean, I've been so inward. I've been really just trying to like, I don't know, recover, move forward. There's a lot going on in my life now, and I guess there's a part of me that's secretly, quietly, privately wishing that somebody reaches out, that somebody is like, hey, like here's an opportunity. And so when I get, your email about an interview, when I get an email from a fan saying, check out my work, I'm so ready to like be responsive and be attentive, because I think also I'm hoping that like one day a really, really good opportunity also comes by and I react with the same immediacy and something happens and things are good. Sorry, not to say that I'm responding because I want success later on. I like responding as quickly as I can. I'm just saying that because I haven't received any opportunities, my gratitude for any communication and connection at all is really high. Like, I really immensely appreciate you reaching out to me. I immensely cherish like any kind of connection I make with artists, with viewers, with people in person. And so, yeah, I'm hoping. I haven't reached out. I haven't even really been submitting to festivals. I've just been cranking out these ideas, these notions, these perspectives I have, and I just keep putting them out because I want more and more people to see it. But no one's been reaching out. No, I know everyone's doing their own thing. It's a little discouraging when I see like contemporaries, like other artists get these big deals and like they're working for studios, and they're getting shit done. And I feel like I'm still processing so much, and I'm just trying to like hold on to YouTube. It sucks though, because I really want to be like good representation. Like I want to be a good representative. Like I want to be as kind and warm as possible, not just as a human being, but as a trans person, as someone who is transitioning, who's someone who's queer, who's someone who's not. Oh, here, come here. My cat's screaming.
Ripper.
I I want to be uh, open about it. I want to answer questions. I want to make people not afraid and not disgusted and not weirded out. And so I try to use YouTube, especially more recently, as a platform to showcase, where I'm at, who I am, what I look like, how I can still talk to people friendly and with friendliness, and I can, be beneficial. But it's interesting every time I make another like post where I'm in it, where I'm saying like, here I am, and I'm very visibly trans.
I've noticed that you've like back in the day, you were just like dark and mysterious, or as a good friend of mine would say, uh, no, like back then you used to be dark and mysterious, or as my friend would say, fake and gay. But now you're like, but now you are actually you're like actually I've noticed that like now you're actually showing yourself more.
I'm trying to show people, hey, this is a scary time we live in. People are upset, people are angry, people are bitter, but like we can still be warm and compassionate, and we can try to like connect and reach out. And I want to hold myself to that standard, not shut myself out like I have in the past. It's really easy to do that. It's the hardest thing for yourself, but it's easy when it's like you against everybody else. It's like to become a recluse. I'm trying to show people like you can be whatever you want, whoever you want. You can be trans, you can be queer, you can be whatever you want, and be nice and be a good person, or try to, because like isn't that what matters? Being like connected with other people, being on good terms with other people, respecting other people, and acknowledging other people's interiority. I don't know.
No,
I've been
yeah,
really practicing that, and I want to like spread that, spread that awareness and love. And it's hard though. The reason why I bring that up is because I can see my subscriber count drop like significantly every time I make a post like that. I see that people don't want to know what the person is like. They don't want to see this trans person. They want to see just like more Mayan mythos. They want to see more mystery. They want to see more of what they are familiar with or what they are expecting secretly. Even when they want to be surprised, they're secretly wanting what's familiar. And when they see someone like me,
yeah.
I
So
think
like they,
they're
yeah,
upset.
they missed the fake and the fake and gay era of of your channel when you were just fucking being cryptic as fuck and then like just like mass deleting shit. But like I can definitely see like I guess to them it does kind of ruin the illusion I suppose because like
There's
you
a
know
mystique, and an
like
intrigue.
and it's like what I said earlier about like what Wendigoon said about killers. Like there seems to be like a culture of mythologicalizing,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and and you can make the case that the people that are like dropping out, it's just people that were too obsessed with mythologicalizing you. Uh, I can say I was guilty at some point of that as well with regarding you.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you deleted all your fucking House in the Ocean videos, and then a lot of people were like, "Damn, we went from Alex Kansas to Mr. Manticore. What the fuck could this mean?" Like, this guy's insane. And then you did it again. Like, yes, like, but I'm glad that bear. But like at a point, it got annoying. Especially, well, I think yeah. When did you like actually start promising to stop like it was around your modern day, right?
Yeah,
Um,
it was right after Modern Day and season 3 were deleted. I think yeah, I don't know actually. I think some months actually elapsed after that. I was not doing well because I was realizing these things about my dad and my relationship.
and but
Was
people did,
changing.
but people didn't like realize that, like, and I think that's what made the that drama you had with your girlfriend question mark a lot more because people did
Yeah.
yeah because people didn't really see you as a person, they just saw you as like a concept, or as Jared Leto would say, an idea. And so yeah, like people just kind of saw you as like an idea, so and not like as an actual person, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was my girlfriend, but we, for some reason, I don't know why we never labeled ourselves, and we were trying to pretend we were cool with it. And I especially was like, "Yeah, I'm fine with it. Like this is the way it was." And yeah, I was not a good partner.
Yeah, no, and but it like but it like shackled people because again they just viewed you as an idea and not as like a person with flaws. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't blame them. It's not their fault.
Yeah, but definitely, but I think, but even though you are like losing people, I think people are still like, but I think the majority of your fan base are definitely like in accordance with this new imperfect you. I'm very smart, I know. Um,
Good one.
and the and no, yeah, like they're in accordance with this because um it is the real you, right? Like this is like the real you. Like no longer you have to feel the need to do all this cryptic cryptic nonsense.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, like yeah, you're losing people, but I don't know. You still have like you're still close to 300K, so like you still definitely have the majority of your fan base.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I'm very grateful.
And yeah, and a reason why I reached out to you, like you're someone that I wanted to. You're someone that I wanted to interview for a really really long time. um, uh, like like I think I interviewed like 5 people, and then after the fact, no, I actually texted you. This is no shade or anything, but I texted you in like the beginning of 2023. Like that's how long I wanted to talk to you for.
Wow. I had
Yeah,
no idea.
yeah. Yeah. I'm assuming you weren't. I don't think you were active on your Patreon that much. I think.
Mm.
Um, and then I texted you again in like somewhere, like I think I actually got a response from you in like early 2024, but that didn't go anywhere. So then you said that community post, and I was like, wait, oh my god, please God. um, and then yeah, yeah, and you finally respond, and you finally said something to me, so that was pretty cool, and here we are. um And another reason why like I sent you messages, that wasn't the main reason. I just wanted to interview in general. But like you're like someone that I've always wanted to have like a like you're one of the people that I want to like. You're one of my dream collabs, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and like yeah, like so like I've always wanted to make a project with the MANTICORE. That'd be really cool. Um, And when you look at that, you live in Gainesville, isn't that something?
Yeah,
But,
no, does your friend go to UF?
yes.
Nice.
I'm assuming you went to UF too at some point.
Yep, yep. That's where I
Um,
graduated.
oh, okay, nice. Yeah, my friend goes to UF, and I said this earlier in the call, but I will probably end up going. I will go there for like I think around March, to like see him, and I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm
Hey,
just
listen. Listen, I am open. I'm open to this idea.
What of like doing a project together?
We could try that, but I'm more open. I'm totally down to hang out with you or say hi to you in person.
That's so thoughtful. Thanks. Uh, no, because I think, and also I think out of all the people, yeah, I think you're the closest person. No, you're like actually the closest because all the people I've interviewed, one of them lives in Britain. What the fuck is Britain? I don't even know what that is.
Maybe we can have an in-person interview.
Oh, that'd be sick. Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But yeah, you're like one of my dream collabs. Because I have like the list of like people that are like fucking impossible to do unless I become like mega famous. And then there's people that are actually like somewhat possible. And I've always put you in the possible list. Even in your dark and mysterious era, I was like, I believe in myself. I could definitely talk to Manticore and be like, yo, let's do something.
Well, work, dude. Dude, you're here. You did it.
But yeah, thank you. Like it was a long time coming, but yeah, like yeah, I'm glad I was able to do this interview with you. And you're definitely the person I've shared the most about myself to. Because like in the other interviews, I'm always like super dark and mysterious. I was dark and mysterious here too, but like you're like not. But one like you were a person, even if it wasn't a lot, because I had a lot of stuff in mind. You were in fact a person I thought about while dealing with my dad's death, because you also were dealing with your dad's death in an artistic way. So the fact that I even thought about you at all is like it shows you how much you and your series has actually like impacted me.
And listen, like you have. I'll give you my number, even really,
Really, you know,
because you seem like a really okay guy, and like you're very honest and sincere. I'm here for you, man. Like really, like I know how freaking difficult it is. Like it's torture, and you've reached those spots, and I just want you to know, like, you got a friend in me. I'm just a text away, or even a call away. I understand, and I really appreciate that you see that value in me. I reciprocate. I'm here for you.
think not like generally like thank you so much for like for even agreeing to come here, for even like doing all that, like, and for even being open to the fact that you want to collab. And not like yeah, like you generally have had an impact in my life. Like you're one of my like you're my favorite analog horror creator, even if you don't consider yourself that. Like you're a person that I've always like kept tabs of. Like I wasn't fucking like I've been there since the fucking start. Yeah, you're a person I've been like interested in for a really long time. I've seen I don't know if I could say this exactly, but like yeah, like I've seen you even at your absolute fucking worst. Like the what like when you discover stuff about your dad. Like no, I've like obviously it's not the same as seeing them for real, but like I did like see a person grow, rise and fall and rise again for like the past 5 years. Jesus Christ! Oh my god. um
Yeah, Jesus.
but no, yeah, like you definitely had an impact, and it was a ride, like just seeing all of you pretty much.
And there's so much more. I think there's so much more to come, and I really, uh, dude. I mean, thank you. You really like you almost give me more meaning than I could ever ask for, ever dream of, and just to hear that from another human being, I'm speechless. Like I don't know what to say. Thank you.
Such
I want to give back as much as I can, and I to think that you think of me at your worst, at when you need a reference, when you need like support, you think of this person you might have, you know, you thought you'd never talk to. I mean, you always thought you would talk to, but you hadn't. I mean, gosh, I feel like I really I achieved something in that, and I'm glad I was able to be some kind of hopeful symbol for you. And well, now you know me. Now you know me. Now you can contact me. I will respond. I will reply.
Yeah, obviously
Yeah.
don't say your number in the video because people will, like kill like could come in. Like,
I won't. I won't. I'll text it to you, or I'll
maybe.
message you.
But no, yeah, like yeah, it's been a pleasure generally like talking to you. I dead as didn't think it was gonna get so personal. Like I was already like I knew I was gonna ask you personal questions, but I didn't think it was gonna get so personal from my end.
You know, I don't. Considering what has happened, it'd be impossible to stay impersonal. And I think you
Yeah,
did a really good job. I mean, you did a good job. Like, you're still very private about what's happened and how you're feeling, and you've given a lot of signs and hints. And I mean, you're like the king of subtext with recollecting your experiences. But trust me, I fully understand. Thank you for trusting me and being vulnerable on this interview.
yeah, like it was bound to happen because I was saying like when my dad passed, I was thinking that wow, man, Manticore also lost his dad and he like went through it.
Yep. It's yeah.
But yeah, like but yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully I could act like hopefully now there is an actual tangible possibility of actually me seeing you relatively soon, which is really fucking surreal to think about. Um and
it's gonna hit you later. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh.
I'm seeing Manticore or
Yeah. Yeah.
Eve yeah like and and once again thank you for actually for being open to actually like making an artistic project with me. That's also like that also meant a lot as well.
I wanna talk more about it. I wanna check out what you've made. Yeah, I wanna talk more. Let's do it. And I'm also I think I'd be down for if you ever wanted a second interview.
Like a
You
follow up.
have me. You have me.
Thank you so generally thank you so much and yeah it's getting pretty late. Sorry for keeping you hostage for so long.
You are so okay. Really, you're totally okay.
um I think you might yeah actually not yeah you definitely might be
We're
might
almost there. We're at 3 hours and 56 minutes. I almost
oh
No, I
oh
have to go. As much as I want to make it to 4 hours, I have to
no, it's
go.
fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. But generally, thank you for everything, and thank you for like for agreeing and with all the stuff I said like last minute. And yeah, no, I can't even explain. Like generally, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. And I hope you have a good night. Like,
Thank
soothe
you.
yourself. Like, find time to make yourself happy, even just for a little bit. And we'll talk more. We'll talk more. Thank you so much
Definitely
for
will.
interviewing me. Thank you for letting me talk to you. Like, thank you for letting me listen. Like, thank you for talking to me. Like, I really, really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your day.
Yeah, yeah, you too. Like you definitely have a good night, and I'll make sure to be like texting or calling you more often nowadays.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll see you around.
See ya.